this.
I think you were gonna. We discussed adding, I believe, another person over maybe one of these houses, or
I think
I
so.
think they were gonna pray to something. I think it was gonna be like a crowd of people praying to something, or you were gonna just add another monster in the background, maybe.
I think so. That's what it was supposed to be, another monster.
That's what it was.
I think it was like I was getting like when I was looking at it and I saw him, this guy in the corner. I think like I got like a hive, like the Earl Sweatshirt Hive video where like the monsters are like appearing in the background
Yeah.
type feel from it. Oh my gosh, we are live now. If only this thing would activate so I could like log in and check to see what we're doing.
Amazing.
It is amazing.
Like I'm watching people now try and defend PlayStation because like I don't know if you know what PlayStation just announced this past week.
Oh, I was gonna ask you about it. Oh shit.
You know what PlayStation
Echo.
like so basically they just announced that like they are gonna pick who's allowed to pre-order basically.
What?
And from what I looked at on the website yesterday, like their criteria apparently is like you need to be a PlayStation Plus member, and apparently you need to be active in their community. I assume play their games and shit like that.
Wait. They're gonna pick who's capable of buying their
Of
product.
being able to pre-order the product. Yeah, exactly. And people
Listen,
were defending
man.
it. And, like people were literally defending it. I'm like, do you guys not realize how predatory that is? Like it's always been free for all. Anyone can pre-order until maybe they run out or whatever. Because I heard some people being like they have limited stock. Then don't fucking release it right now, dumbass. Like you don't. Because this is, but that's a bullshit excuse. Because again, even if it's limited stock, you just let it open. You let people buy what's there, and then you say, all right, we're out of stock. It's gonna take a couple months to make more. That's all you do.
That don't make no. You know how many? Do you
But,
know how many dudes have fucked older women to get a PlayStation 5 and then you tell them they can't pre-order it unless they're select people?
Yeah, like they gotta okay, so here we go. I'm literally on PlayStation's website right now. I can pull it up on your left if people care that much. I'll pull it up. No, yeah, I'll pull it up. Just,
I don't even know who's in here yet, to be honest.
yeah, no one knows. But it's okay. Tell you.
Okay,
Or I can pull it up once people come in here, I guess. I don't fucking know. I don't care.
you can just tell me.
Well, okay, so on their actual website, here's their frequently asked questions, I guess, from what people are asking. Let me pull up the web chat. So, who will be selected to receive an invitation for the pre-order? Answer: our selection is based on previous interest and PlayStation activities. When will I know if I've been selected or not? If you are selected, we will contact you via email before pre-orders start. If you do not receive an email, you were not selected. If I receive an invitation, I am guaranteed to be able to pre-order a PS5 console. No! Apparently, even if you're selected, no. Each invitation is open for a limited time and how are people not seeing how predatory this? I don't even need to keep reading for those two lines to show how fucking predatory this shit is. Like, what is
I don't
wrong
know
with
what to
people? What's
say.
up, Press Play?
What's up,
People are
Press Play?
literally trying to defend it like this is normal, and I'm like, no,
It's not normal.
It's fucking not normal, guys.
That's not normal.
Normal is everyone had a
not
free
normal.
for all to pre-order, and if you get it, you fucking get it. This is literally a major multimedia conglomerate that has existed for
Conglomerate.
decades, deciding who is worthy enough to be eligible to pre-order their product, to purchase their product. The
That's
only other
fucked up.
companies that do shit like that are companies like Lamborghini and Ferrari when they decide who is worthy to buy a Ferrari Enzo, a over $1 million car. They're like, no, because
they're
we only
tripping.
make like 500 of these. We decide who's allowed to buy them. I get that. I don't agree with it, but I get it. But this is an entertainment product for everyone. Why are you making this exclusive? What the fuck is wrong with people?
We're talking
like,
about
defending
PlayStation.
this shit.
What's up, Kamakashi? What's
What's
up,
up,
Bombi?
everyone? Wow, a lot of people just jumped in this shit.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Oh man.
How are you all doing? It's a wonderful
What's up,
Monday. We're having
everyone?
a happy Monday. This is an amazing Monday. It's a weird Monday due to all the events that have been occurring. Oh my God, look at this film of paint that just like, it's so crazy. You want to touch it? It's so weird. Yeah, it's like a real film of paint.
Oh.
It's weird. It feels so weird.
Are
It's
you
like,
sure it's not plastic?
no, it's not plastic. Oh, it might be plastic. Who knows,
It
actually?
feels like plastic rubbery. But then again, paint. What's going on? What's up, Bombay? What's up, Kamkashi? I think I said that right.
It
What's up, Press Play?
feels so weird.
No, it's like the first time, like, what's going on here? TFT.
Oh my
goodness.
gosh.
I don't know.
Everybody is hopping in. What's up, TFT?
This is the first time we went live and like people just literally actually jumped in.
Yeah, this is amazing.
We were not ready for
I'm
this.
so happy. We were talking about the recent PlayStation exclusive release. Oh my god, this is real paint. Yeah, this is all paint.
Pre-order.
This is paint.
Oh jeez.
Yeah, it's a real paint film.
Good God.
I fucked up. I'm
You
gonna
just
get it
touched some pussy with track urinary tract infection right there.
This is a yeast infection.
Yeah, I wanted to say yeast, but it sounds dirtier than urinary tract.
I messed up real bad. Hey, how's everybody doing this Monday?
Taking
Welcome to another
celebratory
episode of
beans.
Painting
Oh
with
shit,
Friends.
press play. That's what's up.
Today, Bombi's already sending us a link. He is ready.
Facts.
Oh my god. Let's do some
Thought
announcements.
Slayer, Jesus Christ, and it opens up with children. I'm afraid to open this bomb.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Let's open up with some announcements though. Oh. What?
Oh, I
Oh.
remember this. Doesn't he like hit her with the fucking?
Oh my god. It's like
Okay, I
it's
remember
like
this
some
whole
it's like some
thing.
Power Rangers type shit.
So I just edited this old classic. Oh, did they animate some weapon in his hand that's not a bat? Didn't it? Oh, they don't. Oh, jeez.
Holy sheesh. This is really dramatic. I don't know what's going on in it, but it's so dramatic. Oh my god. Okay.
This chat's actually fast.
The chat's still going? My shit like slowed down. What do you mean?
It's a beautiful day here in Northwest Ohio. Tell you what, we out here taking celebratory beans. That is nice. Because it is rainy and overcast right here in northern VA. Let's play. It is very ugly. It was beautiful yesterday. It was very nice yesterday. It was like no humidity. Oh, that after hurricane weather is just always so nice.
I'm in the studio. If you got any open servas, send them my way. I'm with Cambion Nightheart, sliding through a little bit. I don't even have time to do opens. Like, I get so many feature requests. I haven't even got all my feature requests done. I don't even have time to do opens. And then people are asking me to constantly do projects. Like, I'm overwhelmed by music at the moment. I've been drawing, and it's left me less time to do.
Skip to 205, so like the end.
Vice presidential candidate.
Just dragging things from one screen to the other like it's nothing.
What is going on?
It's going balls to the wall over there.
Oh my god, there's so much paint.
Christ, man, I don't think he's blinked in 3 minutes.
And in Russia,
Oh, in other
high-level
news, I
sources
got a new
within
tattoo.
the
Show us the
Kremlin
tattoo.
report that Russian President Vladimir
Drop a
Putin
link.
has learned of an
We'll look at the
assassination
tattoo. You
plot
have, like, an
against
Instagram
former
link.
Prime Minister Vladimir Putin, masterminded by former KGB director Vladimir Putin. Putin was reportedly heard raving that he knew Putin's fingerprints were all over the plan to kill Putin and signed an executive order authorizing Putin to assassinate Putin before Putin could give Putin the go-ahead to have Putin assassinate Putin.
They wanted to see how many times they could put
Economists
Putin
are
in that
quietly
sentence.
evacuating their families. After-work drinks enters its third excruciating
I'm sorry I don't
minute,
have
and the
any
nation's
opens.
women aren't as crazy about Brian Gosling. You may now
should
move
have more
on to
opens.
whatever
I'm
the
a
hell else it
professional
is you
rapper.
do
Sorry.
during the other 10,077 minutes of your week. Frankly, we couldn't care less. For more, visit theonion.com.
Gosh, the Onion geeks, but like the world's gotten so crazy.
It could be that.
I know it's cliche, but it must be really weird being like one of the like top satirical newspapers in the world that just kind of makes fun of shit. And then like the world just gets so crazy that you're just like, fuck.
Fuck. my news just seems wacky now.
At this point, we gotta go like fucking super meta and like actually just say real news that seems plausible but it's fake. Like peace treaty signed in the Middle East against America and 7 other nations. President Donald Trump said, "It's been a hard fight, but we finally got peace in the Middle East." Like, that's gonna have to be Onion articles now.
Because
everybody
everybody be like, no fucking way.
Yeah, it would be like, "Oh, that's clearly a joke."
Oh my god.
China has said they'll stop expanding into India as long as India bows down to the anthem. Wait, what?
But on to announcements. We have some announcements that we have made this week. We will be dropping new content very soon, and we have tons of videos loaded and backlogged, and we will be releasing them on a new platform. And then also, we're going to be trying out some new content on Twitch, in which we will be doing some arts and crafts called WAP. What does WAP stand for again? I know it's like art something. Podcast.
Wonderful art podcast.
Yes, a wonderful art podcast.
Or
And
Wednesday's
then,
art podcast, depending on when we do it.
shout out to Mr. Soup Dupe. Mr. Soup Dupe has dropped a We have to call him Mr. Soup Dupe now because he has a kid. But Mr. Soup Dupe has dropped a whole entire new project that has an amazing track list that you need to check out. It is one of the best albums that has dropped today. Anyway,
In other news, Trump nuked Wisconsin because he was said that they didn't like burgers there.
oh god, wet ass paint.
Wet ass paint. Oh man.
That might be it. And also, I've recently just dropped a web comic thing that we can also pull up as well. That is dope.
I don't know how.
And that's all for the announcements and not news. That's just announcements with us. If you want to check out this webcomic, you can go to Webtoon, or you can have Patreon access if you want to join our Patreon. Oh, there's a link. Damn, that's crazy. Aaron's on it. Yeah, that's it. We can scroll through it just a little bit.
Oh, there's the tattoo.
Oh my god, you found a tattoo? Let me see it. I'm gonna go over there. Oh, it's a spider? It's a spider web? That's pretty cool.
Is that your
That's TFT's tattoo.
knee? What is that on?
I think it's his
Is that your
fist.
elbow?
Is it his fist? Or his back of the oval? Yeah, the webcomic is super good, bro. Thank you so much. The art gets so much better. I'm kind of embarrassed by that first chapter already.
Good. The art looks nice. The story is.
Oh, the
It
story
felt
is
more
so
like a
simple.
teaser to me, honestly, than like an episode. I was like, this whole thing is just a like
It's so
fourth
short.
wall comedy break about how bad this is an opening to a comic.
Yes. That's all it was. And the reason is like I split it in two of the first chapter originally. Like there's a larger process, but everything is split down because in Webtoon you only get so much space and so much upload time and space to drop and upload.
Hey, it's the Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared clock.
Yes, it is. I was using that's for one of Soup Dupe's cover arts, and I threw them in the back just for a poster. There's a restaurant near me called La Bamba. That is amazing. There is a road in France called La Kremlin. What does Kremlin stand for? What if it was called La Krillin?
Bro, I was watching you know that microbiology channel? The
Oh
micro
my
thing?
gosh, we got to
I
show
sent
like
you?
a brief. We got to show like a
Dude,
brief
so
intro
I
of
watched,
what the microbiology.
they uploaded a video in real time. It's a 20-minute video of a parasite that I forgot the name of the parasite, but it's known for a lot of things like the potato famine and other crazy shit. But it feeds and puts itself into this eggs of these small cells, and then like this weird thing comes up to it, and then the parasites come out of the cell's egg, just like burst out of it, connect to this weird thing, and then in like 20 minutes time, literally in real time, grows to like almost maybe 7 times its size, and then all the little parasitic eggs just blow up and spray all over the place and then attach onto other fucking things.
Why can't we just fast forward through
fucking
this? Why can't we just watch
nuts.
this? I kind
I'll
of
show
want
it
to see
you. I
this.
just had to explain it because
I
it's
want
just
to
like,
see this now. I am so like enticed by this. I seriously forgot today is Monday. That's terrible, Mo. What's up, Mo? What's good, Mo? Kremlin is the Russian White House. It is. That's crazy. What's
man.
gods, Mo? We in this bitch. Yo, TFT. Shout out to Press Play. Shout out to TFT. I'm gonna start school tomorrow. You're gonna start school tomorrow? How does that work? I forgot. You're kind of like in a different country. How does that work? Mo-san says Kamakashi. Mo-san. How does school work there? Wait, why ain't that work?
It's the strange goop.
Strange goof.
We recorded something very weird, something amazing, something that absolutely blew our minds, and so we're making a video that is different for us. And the fact that it happens over the course of 20 minutes is absolutely astonishing. It is a very brief amount of time, but it also means that we have made the possible. So to begin, Daphnia are a type of crustacean.
I don't know if it's
known
showing.
for the way that they seem to jump while they
This is still
swim.
on
And
apes.
one day, about a year ago, coming from a cold pond in winter, a Daphnia
Normal school.
laid an
Not
egg
online or
that
or
eventually
something.
made its way.
You have
under
normal school?
our
We don't have normal school in
microscope.
the United States
That
anymore.
large dark oval you see there taking up the upper left corner of the screen, that is the Daphnia egg. But we're not really going to talk about Daphnia today because, as previously mentioned, things got weird. At the bottom corner there, you can see that the egg is leaking. If you know nothing about the
I love
reproductive
this channel.
habits of water fleas, and it's totally understandable if you don't, there's a sense of order to that movement.
Oh, I'm
that
fine.
might
I'm
make
kind
it
of just like
seem
using my
innocuous.
microvision and just
A
watching it from the
slow
little screen on
movement from
Twitch.
one oval to another as the
is
leaking
pretty dope.
substance becomes
Wait, you have
enveloped
insert
in the
anything
membrane.
public in
It
US?
looks, at least
No.
intentional. But James,
We
our
don't.
master of
The US
microscopes, has
is a
spent
third world
hours
country
every day
that's like a
looking at
backwater
the
city.
samples he
We don't even
collects.
have school
And when
here.
he saw this, he knew
So Seven right now,
something
we're
very
watching those small
strange
little
was
eggs
going on.
go
He just
into this
didn't
weird
know
blobby
what.
goop.
So
And those eggs
he
are
did
like
the
the
obvious
parasite
thing
that-
and hit record.
I don't know if they're eggs,
So,
but that's the parasite that got
watch
into
with
the
us.
egg. And then
That's
we will
disgusting.
fast forward to the goop
Okay,
is now
this is
stopping
it.
taking it.
That is the last
no,
bit
that's not that
of
fun.
whatever the goop was.
Oh my god,
It
that
had-
is disgusting.
All right, so
Now
Gross.
it
fast forwarded
started to
half the
seem
video
like
almost,
something
and
you
we can
might
now watch that
understand.
as it grown in size.
This
clearly.
egg, it seems,
Disgusting.
was infected with something, and that something had succeeded. It was an intruder.
Why do you have
that
to say succeeded
hadn't
like
got
that?
what it needed from its host.
Why you say it like that?
Moving on to the next phase of
I think
its
they're in
life
Switzerland,
cycle.
so this is probably his
And
the
while
best
the
attempt
bulk
at
of
an
this
English
image
accent.
might consist
Oh, I'm-
of
I like a
the
normal,
egg,
non-regional
what we're
dialect
actually
English accent.
I didn't mean to make
the
fun of him.
leaking,
Oh my
the
god,
cell
I'm so
forming,
sorry.
The swimming is the
Feel terrible now.
reproduction of a parasite.
Piece of shit.
That's so wild. Look at all them just fucking moving and shit. That is so creepy.
Yeah, that's wild.
All right, and now let's fast forward to them just blowing the fuck up.
Here you gotta wear your mask all day in school when it starts back up. So
Now
happy
the
I
pack of
graduated in
zoospores
2014.
is
Oh my
getting
gosh,
bigger.
yes.
Their
Zoo
movements
spores.
look almost
He
frantic,
said that.
pushing and
Suicided-
pushing
suicided.
against the sporangium. They're waving their flagella, triggered by some
Their
stimulus.
flagella. Why do you say
bouncing
that all
off of each other,
sexual?
straining
They're
the
waving their
membrane.
flagella.
The
Because they're waving
sporangium
their
is getting
flagella.
larger and larger, and then one zoospore breaks away. The
Oh,
membrane,
shit.
though invisible, has
It's
now
like a spider egg
definitely
breaking open.
Dog, that's what I thought it was. It looked like just
peels
spider
back,
eggs.
And
you're
all
telling me
of
this
its
is how parasites,
zoospore
like-
friends
This is a
begin to
parasite,
follow,
not
each of them
gonna say all,
searching
but this
for
is a
a new
microscopic
host,
parasite
each
that
with
is
the potential
apparently
of starting this
part
whole
of, like, stuff that,
process
like,
all
potato
over
family and
again,
things like
to the
that.
definite
this is a
detriment
single parasite
of
and
the
just had
next
babies or something?
generation Of Daphnia.
Yeah, I guess.
That
Or this is how it
was
spreads. It infected an egg
wild.
with those little spore thingies, and then those spore things picked up on some weird goop, and then that helped them grow.
Of course,
and then
we
they just
wish
blew
we
up
could have
everywhere, and now they're
captured
gonna repeat
more of the
process.
beginning of this
Ew.
process, but from the completion
Yeah, my
of
skin's
the
crawling too. Like, soon as
evacuation from the egg,
I read that as soon as it started happening, I got that little shiver over my spine. I'm like,
Here's
gross.
a palate cleanser. An orangutan washing their hand.
Oh my gosh, we're gonna watch gorillas being healthy. We're gonna watch gorillas do something that humans in America can't do. Something that won't make me puke. Oh, wanting to make me puke.
Aww.
Like, if it was spiders, I'm in, but parasite, no. Spiders are gross.
Look at how cute
Why
it
are
is.
spiders okay? Won't make me. Okay.
Yeah,
Aw,
that
look at this
orangutan, her
orangutan.
hair looks soft as shit.
Her hair looks radiant as fuck.
You think she brushes her hair regularly? Like,
I think she has
God.
somebody come in and brush it. Like, they probably talk and they probably communicate while she gets her brush.
So they're doing sign
Yeah,
language.
she's doing sign language. And
How's
she's
the
like,
banana today? Too mushy.
too mushy. Is like, he said, what did you think about today's weather? He's like, I kind of like it. It's kind of like a little bit
Sitting
too
around in a
humid.
fucking dome all the night. I don't know.
He said, so when are we getting more ice cream? He said, I can bring more ice cream in tomorrow. He said, I really like
She's
ice cream.
fucking washing the tree.
Tree needs to be clean too. She gonna
Oh.
touch it later.
That's adorable.
Nice Oranga. Ooga ooga. Oh my god. Is that a Spider-Man with a heart?
Oh.
That is amazing.
Oh.
Well, there goes all the soap water.
Oh, this fucking aspect ratio is weird as shit. It's ultra wide screen right here.
You remember that episode of Drake and Josh when they sold a orangutan to a dude and he was gonna eat it?
Oh, yeah, the cannibal.
The sedentary
Yeah.
life
She was
has
weird
left
as fuck.
us Edgy.
Well, he wasn't really a cannibal. He was just a
Unfulfilled.
weird dude.
Even after
He didn't eat people. I
400
don't think he ate people,
generations
did he?
in villages and
He was
cities,
gonna eat the orangutan though.
we haven't
Yeah,
forgotten.
he was.
The open
guess technically
road
it's not
still
cannibal, yeah, but-
softly
Nah, but he's still a
calls,
weirdo like a cannibal.
like a nearly forgotten song of childhood.
What's this one?
I don't know. Bombay sent it. The Wanderer, some short film looks like about space.
Ooh. Bombi, on average, how much time do you spend on the internet finding these videos?
We invest far off places with a certain romance. The appeal, I suspect, has been meticulously crafted by natural selection as an essential element in our survival.
I have a special playlist.
Long summers, mild winters,
Just for
rich
you.
harvest.
That is crazy. You say videos just to send us. That is awesome.
None of them last forever. Your own life.
You're just like, you're just watching a video and you're like, you know who would like
Your
this?
species might be owed to a restless few, drawn by a craving they can hardly articulate or understand,
What?
to undiscovered lands and new worlds.
I don't like this paint. It is so very wet. It's
Yo!
wet.
Oh, his horse just fucked this thing. Oh my gosh.
What?
Oh my gosh.
What?
Herman Melville in Moby Dick spoke
Oh,
for
shit, are they
wanderers
fighting?
in all epochs and meridians.
Shit.
said,
Damn.
I am tormented
Damn.
with an
Okay.
everlasting itch for things remote. I love to sail forbidden seas.
I was on a GTA mission. What'd I miss? Oh, you missed an orangutan. Washed her hands, I think, maybe. I don't know how long you were in that mission for.
Now we're watching some Space Odyssey type thing. Looks pretty cool.
Space Odyssey. Someone apparently, some creator, recreated scenes from 2001: A Space Odyssey during pandemic in her house. It was kind of cool.
That's awesome. That's some real free
I
time.
didn't pull it up in
shit.
the queue because it seemed kind of boring at the end of the day. Like the big blocky weird thing,
Thing,
the big
and then all the
megalith
music,
thing,
and then all
was
the
like
build
her
up.
exercise machine, like weird stuff like that. But it was cute. The baby universe thingy was like an old school oval stereo, like CD player. You remember those things, like those little bubble
Nah, bro.
round music players?
Nah. Bombi dropped us a whole playlist.
Maybe it's a
I like
deliberate-
watching shit like this from time
Maybe
to
the
time.
time is not quite yet, but those other worlds, promising untold opportunities, beckon. Silently, they orbit the sun, waiting.
Oh yeah.
That was the baby, because it's all round. It was weird.
People do interesting shit.
Yes, they do. Some people like to grab hammers and hit themselves in the nuts. Other people turn speakers into babies for film.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do. Yes, they do.
That was cool, maybe.
That was cool, maybe. Facts. FAQs. For answers and questions.
Because now we actually got more people in here, because we started this halfway talking about the PlayStation thing, just now that we got people in here to be clear of what it is.
Oh,
People are
BRB.
defending PlayStation for literally making extremely exclusive the ability to pre-order their console. And people are defending it, not seeing how predatory that kind of behavior is. It used to be anyone can pre-order until you run out of time, come one, come all, but first come, first serve. Now, literally, you need to be approved to be allowed to buy their product. And it even says in PlayStation's websites, their frequently asked questions, who will be selected to receive an invitation? Our selection is based on previous interest and PlayStation activity, which sounds like you need to be a PlayStation member. If you were ever switching to consoles, like you had an Xbox and you're like, maybe I want a PlayStation now. Guess you're not pre-ordering it. You're going to have to wait till it comes out. It ain't a big deal, but it's a small thing that's about to be normalized, and that's the problem. And in the second line literally said, no, the third line literally says, if I receive an invitation, am I guaranteed to be able to pre-order? No, you're not. You're not even guaranteed that you're going to get the pre-order if you get the invitation. So you have to be accepted to buy their product, and then they don't even guarantee that you're going to be able to buy their product. And people are literally defending PlayStation over this. Like, that's not extremely predatory and fucked up. And this is about to be the new normal for video games. Just like how they're turning PS5 and Xbox Series, whatever the fuck they're calling it, games to be $70. There's no reason a game should cost $70 when most $60 games still have insane microtransactions. Grand Theft Auto is still making more money than any other entertainment media in the world, and it is a 7-year-old video game. They
Wake
are
up,
part
people.
of Take-Two Interactive. They have no business still dropping $70 games, acting like the industry isn't making money. That's
Wake
a
up,
load
people.
of horseshit.
You're playing video games at the price of college loans. Thank you, Mo. Thank you for that assistance.
This is like applying to college, almost. Like Sony's literally deciding who's worthy to pre-order their products. That's kind of wild. I don't like how when I made that post earlier today, people instantly jumped and defend Sony.
Bruh, people will defend anything today. The most smoking dick thing, like the internet of smoking dick type shit I've seen today, the internet started comparing Sade and Janae Aiko. That's like, if you don't know who those two artists are, it's like comparing Goku and Inuyasha. It's like comparing, let's say, a PlayStation 3 to a Game Boy Colored. Different fan base, different reach. They do different shit. That shit don't make sense. You can't compare these two vastly different objects. They may be in the same realm just a little bit, but they're so far apart.
Yeah. The thing I hate when people like defend these predatory video game companies when they do dumb shit like this, the biggest defense I ever hear is, well, it doesn't affect me, so I don't care. I'm not going to buy a PlayStation when it comes out. I don't buy cosmetic skins in the video game. It doesn't affect me. I don't care. All right. Do you not know how the slippery slope works? First they, like, you know the old saying, first they came for the Jews and I didn't do anything, then they came for the Muslims and I didn't do anything, then they came for the Christians and I didn't do anything, then they came for me. And there was no one left. Like, it doesn't matter. It's the simple thing of, like, even if you don't engage in microtransactions, there shouldn't be, like, $20 microtransactions in a $60 game. An average car in Grand Theft Auto can cost up to $20 real-world dollars for one video game car. That's ridiculous. On average, most of the free DLC GTA puts out, if you wanted to pay for them with in-game currency that you don't have, so say you buy their shark cards, which is buying in-game currency with real money, on average, you can spend up to $80 of real-world money for all the DLC content for one of the DLC launches. That means small in-game DLCs cost more than the actual full game. And no one's, like, noticing how this is slowly creeping into everything.
Yeah.
And it sucks. And I just sound like the crazy one bitching about it. It's like it's becoming normal and it's bad.
No, they should be outraged. But they
like,
don't
it's
have a reaction.
crazy to me, man.
I'm sorry. What Mo said has me fucking geeking. Oh my god. He said comparing Sade to Janae Aiko is like comparing apples to Legos. That shit is hilarious.
They got me trapped. They think I'm buying a shark card. I delete NBA 2K because that shit relies on you to buy VC. Ugh.
Video game. Oh, that's fucked up. I didn't
Yeah.
know 2K was doing that type of shit.
It's wild. Fucking, I was watching Corey play Madden the other night. Wow, the new Madden, Madden 2020 or whatever the fuck it's called, 2021. I don't fucking know. The new Madden, dude. Not only is it super buggy, they still have terrible animation. You are a 2021 game.
Damn.
Why the fuck do you still have like motion cap animation that looks like it was recorded in 2010?
You think they would take the game that they made beforehand and just improve upon it?
Yeah, like Call of Duty does apparently. Somehow, a new Call of Duty game comes out every fucking year, and it keeps getting a bit better. You know, like, whether you like Call of Duty or not, the game mechanics continue to actually get smoother and better.
And
like,
it actually looks better.
Even though it's the same bullshit, they actually improve it. It looks better, the game mechanics run better, it's smoother, they add more features a lot of times and details and stuff.
Yeah, Killzone is actually pretty impressive.
Like, but almost any sports game, they never fucking do it. FIFA games, all, like, fucking FIFA 2020 looks like FIFA 2008. Like, all the animations are stiff as fuck. The crowd are still 2D fucking silhouettes. Like, what is wrong with you guys?
Damn, fuck them up. Go in there and fuck them up.
The new Madden game sucks. Big league dicks.
Do art with this WAP.
Budget cuts.
We
Man, I
doing-
don't want to hear that bullshit. Those sports games make so much fucking money through their sponsorships.
We're doing art with WAP
Take-Two
all day.
Interactive owns fucking NBA. They make more than enough money. These are the people who own Grand Theft Auto, the #1 selling entertainment product in the world. Nothing will compete how much money Grand Theft Auto has made. So I don't like hearing budget cuts because it just sounds like capitalism is hoarding money and not paying people properly to make good products.
The new Madden sucks big league dick. Press play.
It does.
It does. Sadly.
That's my video game rant. This is an industry I grew up caring about. So when I watch capitalism destroy something I care about, I get sad.
Oh,
Because
man.
video games is supposed to be fun. It was supposed to be like an escape from reality, an entertainment product for you to enjoy. And now it's being like viciously marketed and corrupted.
I know how you feel. It's like when I watch the anime community basically destroy itself, which it does. Japan always finds a way to fuck up their own money.
Everybody does. Everyone does, because they're just like, more money. And they're like, no, what you're doing works. Trust me, if you just keep doing this and slowly improve, you will continue to bring a lot of
You
money.
will bring way more money in the long run. Like the way, like when they shut down Kiss Anime and the way that they're doing copyrights for a lot of things now, like even the way Twitch and Netflix does
I didn't know
copyrights
Bobby.
and like the music industry does copyrights, they're slowing their money up because they don't understand that bootlegging is a foundation for building a cult following. It is the exact foundation that every industry needs in order to triple their profits a decade later.
If I want to watch, say, a Mandalorian, that was one of the highest pirated shows in 2019. If I wanted to watch that, and I don't have Disney Plus, I can go pirate it, and I can become a fan, and then maybe there is a chance that I might be like, I really like this, and I have the money to support it because I am now in my mid-20s. I'm not a teenager. I'm not, like I was when I was much younger. I would pirate so much shit because I couldn't afford it. But now I don't do it. One, it's a little harder, but it's not that much harder to pirate shit. But now I can afford to support these companies. But the point is, if I couldn't pirate a Mandalorian, I would have never been able to watch it and never get to decide, maybe I'm going to buy Disney Plus to support this company. I never would have seen it. I never would have cared. I don't care anymore. I'm not going to buy a product I don't know about yet.
Oh, thanks for hosting,
Thank you for the host, whoever just hosted.
Mo.
Thank you. I don't know.
Yeah, but you wouldn't care.
The point is just pirating helps create a larger fan base, especially say you're in a country that doesn't even get that kind of stuff. For instance, Europe and England, they don't get Disney Plus a Mandalorian yet at all. They don't get it until like the end of this year. So that alone is like you're fucking your own fan base right there. Like Star Wars is a worldwide enterprise. Why the fuck would you only let like Americans in some other countries see it?
They're dumb. They smoke dick.
Come on, Disney, get your shit together. That's why it was like the most pirated thing in 2019.
All right, I'm gonna check out some of these comments. Someone got a ride on Take-Two, bro. They ass. Did ass. The only difference between this new Madden and last year's Madden is a fucking blue menu. Literally copy paste. That's a fucking insult to intelligence right there. I have no idea. I honestly don't play 2K. My bad, dude. You didn't check the playlist, right? Oh,
No.
I think Aaron saw the playlist.
I didn't.
NBA 2K21 is the same thing at the moment. They ain't changing shit besides some superficial shit. Fuck EA with a cactus dick. Damn.
Hey, make it
Better
easy.
with a
Track,
cat
press play.
dick. They're the exact same. A cat dick and a cactus dick are like the exact same thing. I'm about to make an EA diss track. Yes, drop it. Drop that shit like it's hot. Fuck yes. Fuck EA. We're gonna call them.
Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah.
I have nothing.
Fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Oh shit.
It's gonna be like a Chinese man learning English for the first time. Fuck yeah.
How racist that sounded just made me think of like how racist a lot of Disney movies are. And how like
shit.
you know how like people are mad that the new Mulan movie won't have the dragon or the musicals and shit.
It just wouldn't have fit.
But like, I feel like people are also forgetting like most Disney movies are them taking other cultures like passed down stories and folklore and fairy tales, and then copywriting it and like making it fit what they want. And in that culture, the whole Mulan story does not have dragons and musicals, but Disney has to go and take their cultural story, copyright it, and say, we own this now, and then like add weird musicals and racist dragons and shit like that.
Racist dragons.
I mean, it's kind of racist if you add that kind of shit, technically. You're like, oh, your culture's dragons, right? So let's go add that. Like,
Let's just have some racist dragons real quick.
yeah, like for instance, fucking like with Aladdin, like just instantly there has to be a genie and stuff because their cultures talk about genies and weird shit like that. It's like I don't know, that's a little on the nose.
Oh my god.
Life of Pi has to deal with fucking tigers.
I just don't know how it would feel if you have Donnie Yen and you got like Jet Li fighting next to like a magical talking dragon. It just gets weird.
It does, but it was also weird back then when if you knew. We were young and didn't question it.
fuck no, we were too young. We were like, this is what life is. I was just born like 4 years ago. I'm okay with it. I don't see anything wrong with this. I don't know about any of the problems of ambiguity and racial standpoints. And that in the one nation they took this from is practically a fucking fairy tale at the point of what it is because we don't have good relations with them diplomatically. So this is all we're going to get, and this is what we know China as. I think that's the reason why people were so shocked by Beijing is because they always thought China was just some backwards place that looked like Mulan. And then they saw it was modern. They were like, fuck!
Like the Olympic thing or just Beijing in general?
The Beijing Olympics.
Dude, those things.
I still remember South Park.
South Park, yeah. Yo, that's South Park.
I haven't seen this vid yet, but this guy makes amazing content. Check it out.
At 24 minutes, bro? Oh, I don't know if we can watch this.
I'm not going to make it through the whole thing. We'll probably skip
It was like a 24-minute film. Mars 2021.
Thank
Oh,
you.
shit.
Thank you, all of my children. We're here today to test the launch.
Yo,
of
did
my
you guys see
cyber rocket.
Elon Musk's conference with
this,
his
I
new
pledge you
neuro
that we will have a
brain
man
thingy?
on the Earth
No,
by the year
but we need to. We need to
2030.
watch that
That
because
thing was
But
fucking
before we
nuts.
'Cause
embark
he's
on
gonna
this journey,
enact some
we
wild
must talk
shit.
about some of the mistakes
and Neuralinks
of
are
the
probably like the
past,
worst idea ever.
so that we are not doomed
Like that was supposed to just stay some
to
sci-fi
repeat
shit.
them.
I don't think Neuralink should have been like
What you're, the
enacted
you're
into
hearing
reality.
are real-time signals from
It's
the
dangerous.
Neuralink in Gertrude's
This shit is
head.
nuts.
So this Neuralink connects to neurons that are in her snout.
If you really
So
want to care, I'm
whenever
going to send the
she
video link in the
snuffles
description
around and touches
that
something
talks
with
about
her
how
snout,
this works. I'm just going to skip
that
to it.
sends out neural spikes, which are detected here.
Because this is a 14-minute video, which is compressed of like an over hour-long thing. But
And
let's
then
get to
we
where.
remove the implant. So this is.
Okay.
So here's Dorothy, and in the case of Dorothy, Dorothy used to have an implant, and then we removed the implant. So this is a normal pig. Oh, thanks, Dorothy. Here we go. Great. Okay. Great.
What did he make that plant? What did he make that
Okay.
pig do with this
This is
Neuralink?
I don't think they made it do anything at the moment. They're just gathering data. So the
alright.
implant
Gertrude,
responds
thanks
to
for coming
anything
out.
the snout comes in contact with and touches. Like
so
if
what
its
you're-
snout is.
the beeps
is
you're
resp-
hearing are real-time signals from the Neuralink in Gertrude's head. So this Neuralink connects to neurons that are in her snout. So whenever she snuffles around and touches something with her snout, that sends out neural spikes, which are detected here. And so on the screen, you can see each of the spikes from the 1,024 electrodes. And then if she snuffles around, touches her snout in the ground, or you kind of feed her some food,
It's
takes a
one
little
of the
food,
most like scatterbrained I've
then,
heard Elon Musk
you
talk
can
at
see
like
the
a conference in a
neurons,
long time.
Why does he want to do
will
this?
fire much more than when
Well,
you're
he's
not
afraid
touching
somebody's
the
going to
snout.
throw a rock at it. Somebody threw a
And,
rock at the last thing he prevailed.
Making the beeping sound.
You remember?
All right, cool. So as you can see,
What if the crowd is just like, well,
healthy,
can he
happy
survive a
pig.
rock? I don't want something in my head that can't
It's
survive a
got
rock.
energy and kind of loving life.
Can you imagine?
And,
So like, this is why we
she's
still
had the
need
implant
Futurama
for
because
2
I'm
months.
pretty sure they would enact
So
it.
this is
No rock, and they'd be like,
healthy
"Oh,
pig with a-
Science!
with a 2-month-old,
Yeah, but can it
2-month-old
survive a
and
rock?
working well. Yeah.
I don't want to live on this
I
planet
don't
anymore.
want."
All right, cool.
I miss Futurama.
And then
shit.
we actually have this works.
I still remember I showed
is-
someone.
So we said, well, what if
This
we
Elon
do
Musk we
2
talking
Neuralink
about, bro.
implants, and
This
we've been
Elon
able
Musk we
to
talking about, bro.
do dual
Fucking-
Neuralink implants.
I remember I showed
in,
one of my friends.
um,
Elon, I mean, not Elon Musk.
actually, I
Goddamn,
think 3 pigs
Futurama
at
one
this
time,
point,
and it was
and we have a couple of them here.
the
And
the
we've been able to show that
parody
you can actually have
lore
multiple
edsode
Neuralinks
where they go to a
implanted.
whole nother planet of the
And
bouncing
again,
balls
healthy
and stuff. They
happy
had Henry
and
Kissinger,
indistinguishable
like one
from
of
a
the
normal pig. So,
Yeah.
terrible diplomats in our wars and shit
so
like
it's possible
that.
to have multiple links.
And they had to nuke
in
the planet,
your
and like
head
the whole
and
thing was clearly a
have them both
parody
sending
of
out
like
signals,
American
and you're working
imperialism,
well.
based off that
All right,
weird
so we
sci-fi
just showed you
movie.
a
I
demonstration of,
fucking forgot the
reading brain
name. Oh my
activity.
god.
And
I want to say it was. Oh my god, what was it? It was
let's see, probably see that. As I was saying,
vulgar,
each of
shit,
those dots
gory as fuck
represents
words
a neural
time.
spike,
Starship Troopers, I
and
think.
the,
Was it Full Metal
the
Jacket?
blue
Oh, it
chart
was
at the
Starship
bottom is
Troopers.
showing an accumulation of neural spikes in that region.
Yeah, with Starship Troopers.
So
Like the super obnoxious. Oh my god, yo, I'm tight.
in terms of additional brain reading
These paints
activity,
do not mix well. I got
when
the
we
wrong
have
paints.
say one of
I
our
just
pigs
found
on a
it.
Yeah,
treadmill,
yeah, where they're being the
they're
weird
on a treadmill.
alien things.
Funny
Can cure
concept,
blindness,
really. And we
chronic
take the readings
neurological
from the neurons,
diseases and reduce
and we
pain
try to
from
predict the
untreatable
position of the
diseases.
joints.
I don't understand
And
what's
so
the bad
we have
thing.
the
Yeah, I don't see what the bad
predicted
thing
position of
is.
the joints,
I'm
and
all
then
for it.
We measure the actual position.
If you
of
can
the
get better
joints, you
eyesight
can see
with a
that they're
Neuralink
almost
instead of
exactly
LASIK
aligned.
eye surgery,
So
why the
we're
fuck would
able
you not
with,
do that?
A wireless neural
Like,
neural
because
implant to actually
here's like
predict
if
the
it doesn't
position
work,
of-
I
of
assume you
all
just
the
take it out
limbs,
and everything will be
in
fine.
the
But if
pig's
it does
body.
work, you have good eyes.
With
Like
very high
if that
accuracy.
LASIK doesn't work, you're pretty much blind. I assume.
Now, in terms of,
I mean, I know they have a
right
really
into
good
the brain
success
or
rate, but still,
stimulating
like
neurons,
they're cutting open your
we also
eyes, they
need
pouring
precise
gel and
control
shit
of the
into
electric
them.
field in space
Like,
and time. We need a
that
wide
can
range
fail.
of current for different brain regions. Some
Yeah, I'm
regions
all for
require
I'm for the
elegant
robots,
simulation,
bro.
Some require
I'm
a lot
for
of
it.
current.
My grandma just got
and you
lazy.
would
I was
obviously
thinking
go
about this
off
the other
brain
day.
over time.
30 years ago, esport
And
gaming,
the
like
way we,
gaming
part
esports
of
as
the
a
way we analyze
competition, was a
the
big
stimulating-
thing.
stimulating
With
neurons,
just something as small as
is
Tetris.
with a
A kid
two-photon,
won like $500,000,
microscopy.
I
I
think,
always
at a
have trouble
Tetris
pronouncing it,
tournament because some like 8-year-old was the best Tetris
and,
player in the world.
it's very
Type
impressive
shit. That was
technology.
like
You can actually
30
literally
fucking
see
years
in
ago.
real time,
Now look at esports.
how
Just
the
this
neurons are
weekend was the
firing.
Call of Duty
So,
Championships, where a team
the
of like
red
6 kids
sort of
or 6 people walked away
things are
with
the
I think
neurons. Red sort of
$1.5
flashing
million
things are the
each
neurons, firing. Or
for
I should say
playing
the,
Call of Duty. And like the
electrodes firing.
esports
So the red
have
things are
made more
electrodes
money
firing,
than normal
and then
sports
the
now.
green
Like
are
they
the
are
neuron
that
bodies
big.
responding to,
And what I'm getting
the
at
current
is
from
for
the
almost 30
electrode.
years, a lot of people
making good progress
poo-pooed
towards
video
clinical
games
studies.
away. Like you're
I'm
gonna throw your
excited
life
to
away.
announce
It's a
that we
waste of time.
received
It's
a
nothing. It's
breakthrough
just a
device
silly thing for
designation by
kids.
the
Those
FDA
dumbasses,
July.
we could be making so
Thanks
much
to
But
fucking
like
money. They just
the U.S.
let us do
military
our shit.
uses flight simulators to practice their pilots so they don't waste planes. That's right there. Video games
I wanna be
being
clear,
used in
we're
real world
working closely
aspects.
with the FDA,
Surgeons sometimes can use video
and
games to
we'll,
practice surgeries.
we'll
Scientists
be
and
extremely rigorous.
engineers
In
use
fact, we'll,
video game
we will
simulation type software to simulate what could happen with their inventions or whatever.
Safety. We will make this,
Like the point is,
as
you,
safe as
you're never going to
possible.
run away from it.
But what
Video
are
games
some
are here,
likely
and they
clinical
have
applications?
created a very powerful
Our first
environment
clinical
to
trial
help
is aimed
better the
at,
world
people with
in
paraplegia or
engineering, medical,
tetraplegia,
science, as well as just
spinal
play
cord
and
injury.
entertainment.
We're gonna enroll
But there was a
patients,
long
we
time
plan
when
to
people
enroll
like
a small
that,
number of
don't do it.
patients,
Like people did not like that
make sure
technology,
the
and that's how
device
what I
is
feel
safe,
about like self-driving
and then it
cars and
works
AI.
in that case.
Like it's going to happen. So
Yeah,
you either
so
accept it
just
and
to
learn
elaborate
it
on that,
and
if somebody
understand
is,
it now,
like a
or you're
severe
just going to be
spinal
that
cord
old
injury,
fucking man
you know,
still
to
getting
be
mad
they
that,
even-
what do you
they
mean they
have,
made $50 million
very
playing
limited
video
control
games or some
even
dumb shit? Like
over
you're
their
just going to be
facial
that idiot.
muscles.
What do you
something
mean the
that's very
plane was
exciting
able to
for
drive itself with no
application
pilot?
is
What are you talking
if you
about?
can- if you can
What do you
sense
mean you can
what
just get in a
somebody's
car
trying to do
drunk
with
and
their
get home
limbs,
safely?
what they
I don't
want to do
trust
with
that
their
if I'm
limbs,
not driving it. I trust my
then
drunk
you
self
can
driving it.
actually,
You're going to be that fuckhead.
do a
Oh my
second
Jesus.
implant,
No, I don't
based
trust
on the
science.
spine
God
or
made me a
wherever
crippled. I'm gonna
just
stay a
afterwards
crippled. I
spinal
don't
injury
trust that
occurred.
science shit. Don't you
And
put a
you
Neuralink
can
in there
create
to get my
a
feet
neural
working?
shunt.
Fuck that shit. I don't know.
Is that what a
You
Neuralink-
cut my legs
long-term,
off like it was meant to be and give me a
long-term,
prosthetic leg. Like,
So
weird
that's
shit.
that's what a Neuralink does. It's not like mom's
Somebody's full
iPhones.
body motion.
Another question from
The iPhones in
Twitter.
Futurama. Is that's not what it's like?
Play
I mean,
memories
it
and-
could, in theory.
See, that's the scary shit. That's the,
but it's gonna happen either way. So it's either
Yeah,
we
but
know
that's-
it's gonna happen
Have
and
you
curve
seen
it.
Have you seen the Amazon Prime show
Yeah,
yet?
but here's the
Obviously
problem.
sounding increasingly like a
It's
Black
going to
Mirror
happen.
episode.
So it's either we acknowledge it and
but-
try and curve it
But-
and control it.
Well,
But you
that
watch
is
Black
pretty good
Mirror.
predicting.
That is
Not really.
terrifying.
Not really, not really.
You see what they do with their
But yeah,
Neuralink
essentially,
technology, and you
if
see
you
what
have a
like
I feel you.
dystopian
But
like.
the point
like,
is, it's going to
encoded
happen.
memory,
So if we
you could,
continue to ignore it, then
you could
people will
upload-
use
you
it for
could
evil.
basically
Why are
It's
you-
like the Facebook
what?
store your
situation.
memories,
We
as
continue
backup
to ignore how
and
powerful they
restore
are.
The memories.
So they continue to literally change the
Ultimately, you
world's
could
politics.
potentially download them into a new body
Like they
or
just
into
get a
robot
free pass
body.
to do it. They don't. They're still not
future's gonna be
regulated
weird.
at a level they should be.
One
At least
common
Twitter
theme that's
did
been
something
coming up
about
a
it.
lot
I don't
on
think
these
you're allowed to
Twitter
have political
questions
ads on
coming
Twitter
in is
anymore.
that of
Like
availability.
politics is out of Twitter for the
So
most part.
Matthias
At a at a
has
paid
specific question on
aspect.
this, which is
No, there's still
any
ads on
estimate of
Twitter.
how much it will cost.
Political
at
ads? I don't
launch,
think you're allowed
Yeah.
to do
what
that.
price
Yeah,
it will
Kamala
reduce to
Harris and
over
like
time.
Biden be going hard on that bitch.
Really?
Well,
Are they
fucking
actual
hate-
ads,
At
or is it
launch,
just
it's
like
probably gonna
something
be-
people
it-
are sharing?
Tweets
I
you
would-
should
I would say
see.
that's
Here's
not
an
really
ad for this, this, and
representative.
this because
Is
this
it
is
an
fake.
ad
I
or
think
tweets
it's
you
gonna
should
be-
see? Does it say
And it
sponsored
says
ads?
this is an ad.
But that price
Okay.
will very
And it's
rapidly
political.
drop.
Yeah.
That's
I
interesting because
think
I thought
over
Twitter was.
time, we wanna
Maybe
get
they
the-
didn't have to
the
do it by law.
cost,
I thought they said that they were taking
obviously down as low as
political
possible.
shit.
I don't know if they did
But
it
I
yet.
think,
Either way, we should.
inclusive
We need to
of
do
the
something about
automated
that.
surgery. I think we want to get.
And that's the point. That's how I look at like technology,
price
like
down
self-driving
to
cars,
a few
AI,
$1,000s,
all that
something
shit.
like
It's
that.
like it's going to get better than
and I think
us,
that's
and it's
possible.
going
It should
to
be
be
possible to get
here.
it
So
similar
it's either we
to,
learn it and work with it, or you're
LASIK
just going to be
and
afraid of the
the,
future and you're going to die.
device
I'm
electronics
afraid of the
itself.
future. He said, "My mom and dad are against
Expensive,
electric cars." That is hilarious.
It actually does use a lot of the parts that are made.
They're like
in
fossil
extreme
fuel or
high
no.
Elon Musk than
millions
Bezos.
of
Facts.
units,
And I'd rather
for,
be Elon Musk, someone who
smartphones,
at least is
and
like
smartwatches,
more
and
open to letting
wearables in
his
general.
inventions and his patents go out to the public and let people see what he's doing, rather than Bezos, who just does creepy shit behind closed doors.
Yeah, but that's the scary part because he's gonna give those patents and then somebody's gonna do some scary shit and market it better, and you're gonna have an Apple situation, and then it's gonna be like Moms from Futurama.
No, because there's still his patents.
Okay, I don't know.
So other people couldn't patent what he already has patent. They can just make a different design, but if the idea of it's already out there, you should be fine. That's why you have a Samsung smartphone and an iPhone smartphone, but they're both kind of made by the same people in weird ways.
This is true. This is kind of true. I don't know though.
Even though Apple continued to sue Samsung for stealing their patents, even though Samsung makes
Majority of the
iPhones.
phone.
So it's like weird. It's kind of like what happened with how Fortnite got so big. Like the people who made the big battle PUBG or whatever, I believe what happened, I think it was Epic. Someone made the game engine that PUBG was on, and then it was given, or it was created by the Fortnite people, and then they just basically created Fortnite with that engine and stole everything from PUBG, but just made it better with that engine, and that's what like killed PUBG. But it was just like, I think it was Epic, so Fortnite's game studios and engines that let PUBG use them, and then they were like, all right, it's ours now. We see the success, we know what to do, boom. And then they ran with Fortnite, and like PUBG fucking died so quick.
Yeah, it did.
But I think it was like off the backbones of like Fortnite's game engine.
Basically, my
Weird
parents
shit like
refer to electric cars as not real or expensive toys and laugh at people who have them. Fossil fuel gang. America has too much choice. America, I don't know if we have too much choice.
We have too much illusion of choice.
Yeah, illusional choice is a better statement, I guess.
I remember I saw a meme where someone was like, this is what happens in socialist country. And I guess it was a picture of Venezuela, and it was like a supermarket where like there was only like 3 versions of like the same product, like 3 versions of tomato sauce or 3 versions of cereal or something like that. It's like, look at how little choice you have. And then someone just like, I guess, posted a picture of America and like all of our cereal boxes, and then like you just post the companies who own them, and then you find out like only 3 companies own your
Yeah, I was thinking
64
about-
flavors of cereal.
That's what I was thinking about. I was
So
just like, you
what's
just
your
got
choice?
Kellogg's, you got Mills, and
You have like Post, Kellogg's, General Mills.
that's it.
I think there's maybe one other one.
And then you got the brands at the stores that carry cereal just make themselves. Like you got the Walmart brand. If you go to
Yeah,
Walmart, you
Great
got like
Value.
all these branding like.
but it's like, but if you still read the ingredients of those cereals, it's all the same bullshit. It's just you have the illusion of choice. It all comes from the same like 4 companies, and they all have the same ingredients. But you're being tricked into thinking you have choice because they added different color dyes and fun little characters on the box.
Well,
Like
there's a different character and there's a different level of sugar, but it's the same sugar and flavor because they saw that cereal was
Like-
successful, so they wanted their own version of that cereal because that cereal was successful. So it's kind of different because you have Tony the Tiger and then you have Richard the Tiger.
I look at America's like how people think we have so much choice. Like when I go to like a Hispanic restaurant, it's like, yeah, you have a lot of food options, but they're all made out of the same like 7 ingredients.
Rice.
That's what I look at, like,
You
America's,
get
like,
the rice,
freedom
you
of
get
choice.
The chicken, you get the chicken fried, you get the
Like,
fish.
you can get the rice on the side, or we can roll it into a burrito, or we can get rid of the rice and give you lettuce and a hard shell taco.
That is all of the restaurants.
But it's like all the same ingredients.
They got like 5 or 7 ingredients, and
Yeah.
that's all you get.
It's like we can cut up the tomatoes and give you like pico de gallo, or we can give you some tomatoes on the side, or we can put them in the burrito. Like it's the same ingredients, just bundled up differently. And that's what I kind of look at whenever people start like bitching about free market and capitalism and like America's choices, all the wonderful choices we have thanks to capitalism. I'm just kind of like, okay. I love Verizon so much. I'm so happy I have the choice between Verizon or Comcast in my area.
How do electric cars work? Do you not have to pay for recharging or some shit?
Well, ideally, if you live off the grid, so if your house consumes power through solar panels, like my uncle, for instance, his power bills are so low. Like, they're under $100 regularly. They are so cheap because he has solar panels on his house, and so most of his power just comes from the sun. So then if you now have your car charging from the solar panels in your house, you're almost completely off the grid and renewable. And that's kind of the goal Elon Musk wants to get to. That's why they're making like those solar panel roof shingles, so you don't have these big fucking blocky things on top of your house. Your whole shingles, would be the solar panels, so it looks beautiful and is also energy efficient. And so ideally, the technology would keep getting better to where we would be completely off the grid, and then we wouldn't need fossil fuel plants. We would only need maybe some hydroelectric plants or nuclear plants places. Because nuclear plants could power so much of America if we actually did it properly, but too many people are afraid of it, which sucks. Because we already have a lot of nuclear plants in America. People are too afraid of them and they don't power everything.
Oh.
Yeah, it sucks. It's one of those weird arguments because people are like, you can't do nuclear energy because that will like pollute the environment forever. But it's also like, but it doesn't, the pollutant does not spread out like fossil fuels do. Like if you burn gasoline or oil, it shoots carbon dioxide and soot and all types of weird shit into the world. Like, nuclear power doesn't do that. All the waste is contained in a finite area. It doesn't spread out places. And then all we do is like dig very deep holes into mountains or underground in deserts, and then we just store it there and tell everyone don't come here. That's an easier way to store it. Yeah, we're gonna pollute one section of the land heavily and make it inhabitable. But that's one section of the land compared to how fossil fuels literally transfer across the globe with their pollutants.
They think it's going to be inhabitable, but I guarantee we will have an Adventure Time type situation.
But it also won't be that because you can still go to Japan where the bombs dropped. It's not that it's inhabitable. It's just probably not smart to live there.
I guarantee there will be radiation creatures.
Probably. We all know the monarchism is the best ideology
only for true Chads.
Google it if you don't know what that is.
He's a true Chad. There were million time less deaths than fossils. What?
That one confused me. Yeah, proper anarchy is a good way of governing, but too many people have been taught to believe anarchy means people running around the streets beating and raping each other.
Oh.
But it normally means just a normal collective without one singular source of governing power. So, in theory, proper communism could be seen as anarchism, but proper communism never happens. Because proper communism would be everyone comes together and says, we're all going to do this work and we're going to divvy amongst our resources from this work amongst each other so we can happily live. But we're not going to have one figure tell us what to do and reap the rewards from our labor.
I think the problem with communism is that somebody got human nature wrong at a fundamental aspect. Like, yeah, we're social creatures and we need to be social, but also we are very
nukes have killed less people than fossils, I guess.
Individualistic creatures as well, in which we do need space.
Can you repeat that? I'm sorry, I was reading the chat.
Like, I think the person who invented communism got human nature wrong on a fundamental aspect of what humanity is socially. Like, yeah, we need to socialize, but also we do need our space and we need to be alone. And there's that aspect too.
What does that have to do with communism?
Because it's sort of like that community
communism
where
just doesn't allow one person to rule over you, but that's what inevitably happens through most governments.
Economically communism, like everybody does like a share or something like that, and it's like, okay, but what if one person doesn't want to be a part of the group? It doesn't completely destroy the group, and they can still contribute to the group by. It's sort of like it just never works.
To the group, you don't have to. I don't fully understand. Like, I see what you're kind of saying, but I don't see how that's fully gonna affect anything. Like, you're always gonna have people who don't want to work in the group. The idea of communism still is you're not having a higher source control that group. The group collectively decides how they want to control the group. Mm-hmm. That's normally what that is. And yes, you will always have people who don't want to participate, fine. But the goal is to create an environment where you're encouraged to participate and get rewarded for participation. The problem with, I think, most governments, such as capitalism, is you're encouraged to work under groups of people through the I guess, vague promise of a reward. But there's no promise you will get that reward, but you're also told you need to work under these groups for the like, that's the problem. Because it doesn't matter. You're always going to have people who don't want to work together.
Mm-hmm.
But again, it's better to make a society where most people collectively agree on what they want to do rather than have a higher power collectively tell them what to do. Which is why religion is always a crock of shit.
I think like we just need to figure out. I can't answer this right now, Kendrosis. Can you tell Kendrosis that we're streaming live?
Huh?
Can you tell Kendrosis that we're streaming live?
What's up? Kendrosis, we're live. So you're live.
Oh no, he's not in here. I thought
Oh.
you could like message him or something.
I thought you said he was calling you.
Yeah, he was calling me. Oh, I should have answered him.
Yeah, I thought this. Okay.
I got confused. I'm very confused.
Answer
Shut
him,
up.
like, you're live right now.
Yeah, let's
on
answer
the
him.
interwebs.
I lost my train of thought, but I found it in my desk. It's a very funny fucking joke. I just think we need to reevaluate how people are.
You want an onion ring? It's kind of cold, but
Nah, I don't want to know you.
okay.
Aw.
Finish your sentence. I'm sorry.
I think we just need to reevaluate how humanity works in order to build better platforms.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's why I embrace AIs and robots, because they will be able to study all of this and learn. The problem is if we don't allow the public to participate in this, which is what has kind of been happening. You have companies like Cambridge Analytica that takes all of our data and uses it to manipulate it for their purposes. Or you get situations where Facebook can take your data and sell it to name any fucking company that sells you a good or service, and now that company can be like, oh, we see through your search or video history that you like these kind of products, so now we're going to market to you this. You know, that's kind of how it can be used badly. Because you have such useful data that can be used to better your society, and you're just using it to push more useless bullshit. Whether it's material or psychological bullshit. Like, we could take so much data and learn, like, wow, look at how many people are just fucking depressed and lonely. And instead of trying to figure out how we can solve that, they just continue to shove products in your face, which just makes you more depressed and lonely.
But it works, and we make money.
But it doesn't work.
We make money. It's like, nah,
It works in the short run for like a few people who make the money, but in the long run, it makes society worse.
Yeah, it does.
Like,
It's a negative
terribly
externality.
worse, to the point where you have people running in the streets, attacking each other, because like we have all the material goods we could think of, but we still don't have social structure, and that's the problem.
Yeah, we don't have no social structure.
Cyprus is considered one of the most religious countries of the European Union. 95% of the population is Christian Orthodox. Hey, I practically live in theocracy. Gosh, that's scary, bro. Hard reset, all this shit. That is some scary shit.
Do you think the news should be responsible for basically giving everybody like a moral therapy after displaying like really hard situations? Because I've been thinking about that. Like, the news constantly just flips through like so many things that are just terrible, but it never sits down and never talks to America like, hey, this is the reason this is bad and this is a problem.
Yeah.
It never does that. It just kind of just puts us
Never.
out there like, isn't this shocking? And you're just like, yeah, I'm shocked. And they're like, what do I do now that I'm shocked? You say, I don't know.
And then they just yell at each other about how shocking it is.
It's so shocking.
Yeah.
And you're just like, I'm shocked.
Yeah.
And they're just like,
It
good.
sucks.
And you're just like, what do I do? You're like, be shocked. But I'm constantly shocked. And it's weighing on my mental stability.
It goes back to the problem of we live in a country with freedom of speech, which means you have the freedom to lie, bullshit, and manipulate people and misinform people. We have that freedom. And the problem is these news sources that were supposed to be kind of public services that helped inform people in the late 80s, early 90s, thanks to the Clintons, kind of turned into media conglomerates and turned into like 4 companies controlling all of the news and media that we get.
NBC,
And dictating
Fox,
what we want.
CBS, and
Sinclair
CNN.
Broadcasting Company, Fox Broadcasting Company, or whatever it's properly called, which is now Fox Studios. And then you have
CBS.
Time Warner.
Oh, okay.
Owns dude. What Time Warner or Turner Broadcasting Systems has, they have like a third of the U.S. marketing share. You know what I mean? Like they own like I think CBS, NBC, like anything that's Warner Brothers, they own. They own HBO. They own so much shit. And then Fox has the other set, like, And then Sinclair Broadcasting Company owns most of your radio stations.
Turner, Time Warner.
Like it's some wild shit. But to answer your question, I think it's going to be hard to do this in a country with supposed freedoms of speech and stuff, but like we need to bring back the news in a way that's like it shouldn't be sensationalized anymore. Like one of the biggest problems about like how people are defending that white kid that went to the protest and shot people, it's because you have news outlets like Fox News continuously screaming at their audience about how the world's crumbling because of Democrats, and then you have like literally here's something no one's talking about. For 4 fucking days at that national convention, the Republican National Convention, for 4 fucking nights straight, they kept using the same rhetoric that Democrats and Black Lives Matter are like a rebellious anarchist group hell-bent on destroying America. They kept beating that narrative for 4 fucking nights. And Donald Trump had an almost hour-long speech just talking about how the Democrats are to blame for all of this and how all these wars in these cities are democratically run cities. And all like it was just, this is why there's anarchy in their city. It's not that you have been a Republican president for almost 4 years now, and your country is literally crumbling more than when we had a Democratic president for 8 years. Yeah, we had riots under Obama, but nothing like what we're seeing under Trump. And yet they are still blaming it like it's a Democratic problem.
How can you call all that anarchy when they're just upset that there's just law, like they're living like it's anarchists?
There's real lawlessness, so then they react angrily, and then people blame them for being lawless.
And it's just like, yeah, but I need these people to do their job. Like, I'm upset. Like, if I can't find my size and I'm on a site, I'm gonna want to burn the fucking site down. Like, the site not working, bro. The site supposed to be working the way I'm supposed to.
Chris Rock had that one joke of like, there's some jobs that you can't have bad apples in. Airplane pilots are one of them. You can't be like fucking Spirit Airlines. Like, most of our pilots like to land, but we have a few bad apples that like to just crash the fucking plane. You can't do that. Every fucking pilot needs to be a good goddamn apple and land that fucking plane. Every single cop needs to be a good apple, or you need to get rid of them. These are people who are supposed to enact the order of society that we have agreed upon in a governing fashion. These are the people who are supposed to be in between law and order.
Bro, because they keep
and if we allow them to be bad apples, it's
they just keep expecting some type of narrative. Like, if you have a bad employee, don't be like, oh, they're dealing with stuff and they're dealing with this, and you try to give it a narrative. Exactly. And you're just like, no, do what the job is set to do, or I can't work. I can't come here and get my service.
If you're doing a shitty job at any fucking job, you get fired. But not police. They're just like, oh, he's just a bad apple. That's just Scott. He's a little racist. Like, no, you fucking fire him in any other business, man. That's what happens.
Bro, it's like when you go to McDonald's and they was like, ice cream machine broke. Get a new fucking ice cream machine, bro. You could be making so fucking much money. Yeah. Get a better ice cream machine. And don't stop losing out on fucking money.
Is like the news helps perpetuate this weird blame, right? The news constantly does this too, both liberal and conservative news. Once we have had for almost 3 months straight peaceful protests all across America, constantly, almost every day, for 3 months straight, peaceful protests. Every few weeks, it breaks out into chaos and riots. Every few weeks, not every fucking day. Every few weeks, and then that's all the media talks about, and then it gets pinned on like, this is what happens, this is that movement being violent. It's like, you're not talking about the other almost 60 fucking, or 90 days of peaceful shit. Mm-hmm. You're not. You only talk about the violent stuff, and that's the problem, because when we try and use that same rhetoric for cops, they poo-poo it away. Like, okay, wait, hold up. You keep saying most cops are good, just some of them are bad, and then you're not doing anything about the bad cops, but most of these protests are peaceful, some of them get bad, and then you instantly demonize all the fucking protests. So, because we keep having this stupid double standard, and the media, who's supposed to be informing us, keeps fucking pushing it, you're never going to have a better society. You're going to keep having idiots online defend a 17-year-old kid after curfew with a fucking rifle shooting people. I don't give a fuck if he was defending his fucking life. He's a 17-year-old with a rifle. No state in America is that legal, to my knowledge. You have to be 18 years or older to have a fucking firearm. Yet people are still fucking defending him. And he was out past curfew. He's 17. That was like at 10 p.m. past curfew.
Hey guys, I'm your pilot for today. It's also my first flight on this plane. I'm also the captain for some reason, while the first officer is a guy with 56k hours and can land a fucking barrel. But I'm not letting him fly the plane, so nothing bad will happen. Please mind to take a parachute with you. Thank you. Have a very turbulent flight.
Facts. No one will accept that.
I would probably shit my pants. I'm like, Mom, we gotta go. No,
I'd
don't
open
take
up
off.
that emergency door and jump out while he's taxiing. Fuck
I'm
that.
just like, while the plane's still rolling, I'm like, bro,
I'll break my fucking ankles getting out that shit.
Bro, get the fuck out the plane. But yeah, it's a very crazy situation in which I have completely given up on society, and I also realize that society has lost its fucking mind while being in quarantine.
It's not. I don't
they're
think we should
internet
give up
warriors.
On it. I had a discussion with my friend the other night.
I'm giving up on it.
Like,
I ain't. You cannot give up on it. I'm giving up on it.
Well, no. Here's a simple solution. One of my friends, like, super fucking, this week I guess did not treat him well, and they're having a crisis about like what's wrong with humanity. I don't even want to live in this world type shit. I don't want to bring kids into this world. How are people so fucking hard-headed and stupid? Like, when you see how many people are defending that white kid and how it literally, again, we're not talking about police brutality. We're talking about some white kid shooting people. Again, another fucking white shooter. That's the dialogue, not the fucking police brutality thing.
I wanted to be, and they all have this in common. I want to be a cop. I'm on meds or something like that.
And I was telling them that, like, here's how we can make things better without fully giving up. Just change how you talk. Just the words, because the words are so fucking powerful. They really are. How you describe something completely paints the picture. When I was watching Sinister 2 the other night, and the two kids were talking to the ex-sheriff deputy, and they asked him, "Did you catch a lot of bad guys when you were a cop?" And he said, "No, just a lot of people on having bad days." Just that line of dialogue, just how he worded that. No longer cops and robbers are good guys and bad guys. It's just people having bad days. And I got tired of seeing people on their bad days. Just that little line of dialogue and how we are using language to say, no, it's not us versus them. It's not good guys and bad guys. It's some people have a bad day. That's just for the cop thing, but that's very relevant to right now. And just that small line of dialogue helps. When you hear Second Amendment people go, "Hey, you need a good guy with a gun to stop a bad guy with a gun." One, no. Two, why do we have to keep living in this weird us versus them, black and white, good guy, bad guy mentality? And so all I'm saying is, without giving up on society, just changing how you discuss certain things and the verbiage you use can drastically change how people perceive something. Going to a foreign country as a soldier and talking about civilians as insurgents, like we did in the beginning of the Middle Eastern wars, we kept calling them insurgents instead of treating them as other human beings. It creates this fuck them mentality, and that's how we had so much.
But they know. But even if you've ever seen
Islamophobia.
that episode of Black Mirror, where they used their eyes, and it was like the Neuralinks in their eyes, and they made the people which were refugees and people hiding from the government look like monsters, so the soldiers would have no problem killing them. They went into a whole entire backstory of how in World War I and World War II, like most of the soldiers, they would miss other human beings because people naturally don't want to kill each other. So you have to give them like, this isn't a human being type mentality, so they do fire. That's the whole entire point. Yeah. And they want everybody to have that mentality, like, okay, did you see our propaganda, soldier? You got to go kill these insurgents.
What's up, Twan?
And then when the insurgents, when the soldier pulls up the insurgents and it realizes like, oh, this is just a 13-year-old boy and he just has a gun and he's been misled. Do I still shoot a 13-year-old kid? Like that. He said, that's the insurgent. He said, the insurgent is 13 years old. Like, he's a little boy.
I don't want my squad dying.
And he's like,
okay,
but
defend my squad's life.
You got to defend my squad because that 13-year-old is going to kill us.
It's like, well, technically you're not defending your squad if you're in their land, though. Just
yeah, but we're over here and we're invading.
Yeah,
you're
the invaders.
It's like it's Futurama all over again.
Yeah,
it's
you're
like,
the invaders.
You're just like, wait, we're the invaders? They have to leave their planet?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the problem. And it's weird. Like, you know how you hear sometimes in wars, like how there will be like Christmas ceasefires for the holidays and shit like that, and they'll try and like tone it down. Mm-hmm. And like it wasn't like one of the greatest battle strategies of America was during the ceasefire of Christmas, George Washington sailed across the fucking Delaware to fuck up the Brits.
He shot them in their sleep.
Like,
He pulled up on it.
can we
shot
we
them
need to
in their
acknowledge
sleep.
that one of the biggest things we learned in America that was like a heroic thing for our first president
was not heroic.
was him during an agreed ceasefire during a religious holiday to sneak across the river at night and
He
kill
shot
these
them-
motherfuckers.
He shot them Germans up, bruh.
That's part of our history of our Revolutionary War as a country, of how we gained our independence. We did some sneaky backdoor shit. Like we always do. Even to this day, we go into countries and fuck their shit up so we can get the leaders we want. Which is why I always hate when like people try and defend, like, yeah, but Venezuela has a bad dictator. We should really step in. No, we fucking shouldn't.
Who told you?
We shouldn't. People do say that a lot, and I'm just like, we shouldn't. It
Yeah,
sucks
but
they have a
it's
fucking
like,
dictator.
It's like, who from Venezuela told you that they was living like this?
It sucks.
Who
that
do
they
you
have
know
a
in
dictator
Venezuela?
type shit. But it's also like, look, that's what the United Nations is for, man. This should not be America's job. All the nations should come together and try and find out how we can solve this problem in this country. There clearly seems to be a governing problem that is affecting the citizens of this country. How, as a united group of nations, can we come together and try and improve this country? That's how it's supposed to be. But America is just like, nah, we fucking got it. We got it. Don't worry. We know what we're doing. We have 100-year track record plus of going into countries and fucking their shit up. We were really good at it until this thing called newspapers came out, because none of you knew what we did. We would just go there, kill everyone, and be like, look how cool their country is now. Put up some fucking hotels and we're all good. The newspapers came out. And Americans are like, wait a minute, what are you doing? You're just going over there and just shooting the shit out of children? What?
Why?
We don't like that.
He said, listen, these children are insurgents. Okay.
All right.
All right. I'm sorry. As a European, I don't have anything against my police, as you shouldn't.
No, I
They
feel
do a
you.
great
I mean,
job.
when I was
They
in
never
Europe,
shot
I loved the
anyone
cops.
and work and love normal lives. Keep our school shootings in America. Keep your school shootings in America. Thank you. Have a great time with this Second Amendment.
Bro, when I
We
was in
will.
Europe, I saw more cops with
fun?
assault rifles than I've ever seen, and yet I wasn't afraid. I was a little bit afraid in Germany. I wasn't gonna lie, but then when I engaged with those cops and security guards, I was just kind of like, oh, okay. They're just humans, obviously. Not in America. They're not trained to be humans. In
they're
America,
something else.
I used to have a saying. I mean, I have something written down on my phone. I don't know how it works, but like, you know, in America, police officers, they like give you that fucking Rolodex of police getting killed in traffic stops and shit like that.
Yeah.
To like scare the shit out of cops, to let them know your life is always in danger. You got to be prepared for anything, which is why they shoot so much. And I was sitting there thinking about like, if we showed police dogs like constant footage of dog abuse, would they hate humans more when they got on the force? Like, I was
He's
thinking
like,
about
I
that
don't trust this bastard.
as a
He's human.
psychological thing, you know? I was like, if we just started showing like police dogs constant footage of humans abusing dogs, and then we just sent them out on the force to engage with humans, would they be more aggressive towards those humans?
And-
And if so, shouldn't that be a sign that we shouldn't be doing this with our cops? Like, that's not a good training.
Oh my gosh. A man has fallen into man in Man City. Lied, the new man rescue vehicle. Man. Assemble the man and release the man and rescue the man. The new man play sets. Man! Why isn't America police doesn't shoot non-lethal parts to the body that will stop the shooter? Don't your police get any training? Actually, our police are actually trained to kill because most of them are KKK members. Even in Virginia alone, there's a lot that are involved in the KKK, and they blatantly say that.
The history
they're
of
not-
our police
they're not
were
aiming-
actually slave patrols too. Like, we don't have the police that like Europe had. Like, Europe's police, I believe, were founded for rich people to protect their property, which then inevitably turned to most European countries becoming more democratic and socialist, and then they're like, no, police need to protect everyone, and that's why I think you see most European countries' cops are actually good. Where in America, our police literally started as slave patrols, hunting down slaves who escaped from their owners. And it would sometimes be as simple as like your local fire department at night would put on a fucking helmet and hunt down slaves. Like, that's in a lot of places how it started out.
Mm-hmm.
So we have a huge history of our law enforcement basically just hunting down and killing black people.
And then, like, majority of the people nowadays, they're either ex-military. Sometimes you get lucky if they're ex-military because then they're most likely
But
they're
proper
better.
military too. People who retired didn't get like.
Yeah, these
Take that.
aren't like the all bad ones. And then you have like the ones that are roided up and they're like mostly on rage and they just want a gun. And a gun, when people get guns, it kind of triggers something in their mind. Like, a person's first gun makes them feel like a superhero, and they know if they shoot and kill somebody, they can cover it up easily and are gonna get away with it. Most cop killings they get off pretty easily. So they already know that. And this is
one
pretty.
of the few people in our country that actually have a strong union.
Yeah, they have a really strong union. They all go to conventions. They meet up, and they have like this super cop like thing they do. If you ever seen Reno 911, the movie, all the cops meet up in this place. They all discuss information. They have no problem.
Set up organizations to train our cops.
You
can search that up. There are many organizations there in our country that hire Israeli special forces programs to come over here and train our cops in killing people, pretty much. And this was one of the jokes that was in Who's America? You know, Sacha Baron Cohen, his newest thing where he goes around America fucking with politicians and racist people.
Mm-hmm.
One of his characters is an Israeli special forces guy, and he trains politicians and cops how to fucking kill people. It's as a joke, but that's because that's what really happens. The most violent military in the world, I would say the Israeli military, just fucking up people, Palestinians, for no reason, treating them subhuman.
They do.
Train our cops.
And
not all our cops,
they're
but
probably the
our
most
cops.
they're probably the most racist, because that is just a pure land that just operates on racism, and like my people are from here and your people are just inbred scum, and I want you completely eradicated type mindset.
The oppressed always become the oppressor.
Deutsch über alles. Most cops in here have SMG. Well, nobody should get shot in Europe, because like why would they need to be shot in Europe? Like, what is the difference between any of you? Like, who do you discriminate against in Europe? Like,
I mean, they're
besides
pretty,
Muslims, like who do you
pretty
discriminate?
diverse. There's a lot of black people and other people in Europe.
Yeah, I've
And
only ever
Asians.
seen Muslim discrimination in Europe. Like, that's the only thing that will pop up from time to time due to like whatever type
And
of
that's
theater
only because
war.
of America's war on
Yeah,
the Middle
that's-
East, displacing many Muslim people from their
Whatever
countries.
theater of war like they all agreed upon. That's who they're just going to discriminate upon. But like, there's nobody to
I mean,
discriminate
Europe didn't
upon.
really agree upon that, though. I think I think Britain was one of the major powers that was in that war. They pulled out really early. Like Australia is, I think, our only real ally still.
Mm.
I don't even think Germany ever really engaged in it. I don't know, though. I could be wrong about Germany, but I'm pretty sure Britain pulled out really early because they were like, yeah, this is bad. And they literally saw, like, them going to war and then watching the refugees come to their country, and then they were just like, oh, this is a problem.
And then they started getting hit with terrorism and shit started blowing up. They got hit
Yeah.
the hardest by terrorism.
That's one thing that
Planes were
that
blowing up
also
like every
sucks.
other week.
And it also, that's one thing that sucks, but it helps America play this bullshit like terrorism fear, because they can continue to point at Europe and be like, see what letting in immigrants does. Look at all their terrorism and their terrorism.
Yeah, they push
and then no one
xenophobia
pushes
hard.
back and goes, wait a minute, but that's because of theaters of war you created. Displace those people. And it's the same for us. Like, how many people come up from South America? It's mainly because of the drug war causing cartels and corrupt governments to fuck their citizens over. A lot of the times, that's what it is.
And most of the people that come to this country, they know that. They're like, I'm only coming to this country because your country fucked up my country, and I just need
Yeah.
money to rebuild and get some land out there.
And that's
And
normally
I
what
should-
happens,
and
too.
I
They
should have
come
that
here,
choice.
Get some money, go buy land back there and live there. Because a lot of them also agree, oh, my country's better than yours.
It is. They
It's
can
just-
breathe.
It's too violent right now.
There's better air. It's better scenery. Like, it looks beautiful. Most of the Latin countries are the most beautiful spots
Like
on the whole entire
El
planet.
Salvador right now is fucking glowing.
Immaculate. It's
It
fucking
bro, They
immaculate.
have a great prime minister right now.
Oh my
who is-
God.
dude, he might get assassinated. It is amazing how good he is. He's what we hoped JFK would have been before he got shot. Like, that's who he is for El Salvador right now. Like, he's building insane amount of hospitals. He's
That's
doing a lot of
awesome.
social programs. He's trying to like clean up the drug cartels in this country and shit. Like, he really is trying to hard shift El Salvador into a really safe, good, progressive, happy
And they need that
country.
because they've been
And it's
war
amazing.
torn ever since the United States. The
Yeah.
United States like plugged themselves back in like what was it, the 70s or 80s, and their whole entire place is just war torn. MS-13,
Yeah.
no matter how much Trump and his fucking cabinet likes to
'Cause it
talk
was,
about
if I
MS-13, they were created by fucking U.S.
It was like-
involvement.
And it was also, wasn't it religious missionaries from Europe and America trying to spread their religion over there, and it did not end well.
I don't
A
know
lot of
about
people
that.
were killed.
I never studied that. I don't know about
Yeah,
that.
a lot of religious people were fucking murdered. I don't know if that normally a lot has to do with America. That could have been like a European thing. I think Spain, but a lot. There was a lot of religious murders around. I think the 70s and 80s, and
That's crazy.
it was barely reported on. It's some nuts. It's nuts, man. Religion's fucking nuts.
America gonna find a way to fuck all that up. Yeah, they are.
Oh yeah, we are.
They gonna be
They
like,
got
oh, they
happy
doing
people
good.
with beautiful grass. Fuck that. Build a concrete jungle and give them some oil.
Like even parts of Mexico look so fucking beautiful, but every time you see Mexico, even in Narcos, the way they would display Mexico was just so fucked up. They kind of give it like that sepia look. They try to make it look as least modern as possible.
Sepia is a very beautiful look.
Yeah, but they kind of like shade it and they make it look dusty. Like Mexico has a lot of green natural spots that are like rainforest.
Which one was the one with the dude in the weed? Was that Narcos Mexico?
That was the Narcos that came. That was the second season of Narcos where you had like the dude, and that was the one with the weed. Yeah, it was
I
the
like
second
that one.
series.
It looked very pretty. I don't know what you're talking about.
It was pretty nice, but I'm talking about like most of the scenes they show like the worst or crappier spots of it. They don't really show like the full beauty of the land.
From what I remember watching that show, I think there was a very fair balance of beautiful scenery of their mountains and valleys, of beautiful city scenery, and even some very gritty dark alley stuff. I thought it was a really nice balance, but I could be wrong. I might relook at that, but for me, it looked very beautiful.
It is it showed more than the usual, but
it's
anytime
better than how like American films depict Africa.
Oh my god, let's not get started on Africa.
Let's
not get started on Africa.
Chappie was like, I'm so mad at Chappie. Fuck Sony. Fuck you, Sony.
We don't really love when economical immigrants, not refugees, are getting more rights and money than hardworking citizens here in Cyprus. The subsidies for immigrants that are mostly illegally or higher than average income for a 30-year-old citizen. I'm sorry if it's racist, but many times it also destroys some of European culture, especially in Germany/France. That's another story for another day.
What it sounds like, Bombi, I don't know too much, but what it sounds like is Europe created a financial governing structure that will look out for their citizens when they need it, and it worked for their citizens because most of their citizens paid into it. But because of this theater of war that a country created, or countries created, dispersing many humans, those humans are now coming into these countries that have set up these systems that work, I assume, very well amongst the people in that system. But now that you're getting a huge flood of people who are not participating in that system legally, they are now taking a lot of those benefits without putting back into it. It's like how capitalism is destroying America. You have huge corporations that continue to take out of this system and never put back into it. Like Google and Amazon get incredible tax breaks to the point where they literally paid nothing in taxes last year. Literally, two of the wealthiest companies in the world paid nothing in American taxes last year. In fact, we paid them money. So along with us buying their products, our tax dollars also go to them because they get subsidies. So they are continuously bleeding this system and not putting anything back in it.
Yeah, we got villages, we got industrial metropolitan cities.
Also, crime rate has increased a lot since 20. Yeah, I believe it, man. Because that's what happens when you have an influx of humans that are not I guess I don't want to say native, but that did not grow up in your society and culture. There's going to be a lot of barriers to break down and disagreements.
It's like when gentrification happens in our area, you have a lot of people that are displaced and they have to be grouped in with like another subset of culture that is around here.
And that's
like
why
just
our
moving
suburbs
like
are getting more and more violent.
Yeah,
and
so
there's
just
a shooting almost every week now.
We had a talk with an interview that we had with this dude named Juan Papito. Was Juan Papito?
I believe it was Juan Papito, yeah.
Yeah, and he talked about, because I asked him about like gentrification and when DC people get moved in with Northern Virginia people. Even though we are so close to the point where it's only a 30-minute drive, there's this different culture. It's like a 15 to 20-minute drive for most people, but like some people get moved in closer. Even though there's just that short of a distance, the cultural difference is just high, and you have to mix these two together. Mm-hmm. And it's like
he was talking about how like we have our own drug dealers here. Mm-hmm. There aren't drug dealers in Maryland and DC coming down to Northern Virginia to sell us drugs. We have our drug dealers.
Yeah.
So when people get displaced out of these communities, that also means those drug dealers are going to have to come into our communities, and now territorial lines are going to have to be reestablished.
Mm-hmm. It's like
just
putting
Common Core workers are going to, like whatever stores were there, they're going to have to come out here and probably transfer to stores here. That's going to make hiring for us a little bit harder. Like people. It's so complicated when you start displacing humans when a society, because a lot of times humans create society to run on the bare minimum, just what you need to get by, which is why a lot of times when crazy disasters happen, we scramble to pick up the pieces because we normally never create our societies in preparation for crazy disasters. Normally crazy disasters happen, and then we're like, oh, okay, let's put a slight fail-safe in for if this happens again, which is kind of why many Asian countries dealt with COVID so much better than us, because they have a very recent history of dealing with a lot of virus outbreaks.
Yeah.
So they were like, okay, we've done this before. We got this. It's going to be very inconvenient for like a couple months, but we got this. And a lot of them are opening up pretty good now. But other countries like America, no. We every time a natural disaster happens, we don't learn from it. We don't give a fuck. Flint, Michigan still doesn't have clean water. 7 fucking years later. Still doesn't have clean water. That's just one fucking city. One city. Still doesn't have clean water. New Orleans still isn't fucking rebuilt. They got hit over a decade ago. Almost 2 fucking decades ago that motherfucker got hit, and it's still not rebuilt. For the wealthiest nation in the world. I'm sorry if I'm yelling. I'm just kind of like...
You went Alex Jones.
Because it's just like, it's frustrating. Dude, this whole week has just been so weird of like, guys, you need to look at the bigger picture of why we're here, man. We have decades of the American government never giving a fuck about their citizens. At all. Like, once World War II was over, man, we were just like, oh, that was fun. Because we didn't understand how bad war was. World War II and I was all in Europe. They got fucked up. They learned. We saw a lot of European countries were like, all right, we're kind of done with war. You don't see a lot of war in Europe anymore. You see a lot of socialism and democracy and a lot. I mean, it's not great, but you see it. You see them realizing like, oh, okay, this is bad. Let's try to let this not happen again. But America, we never experienced any of that. We were like, that was fun. Look how much money we had. Did you see when we dropped that nuke? Boom! And fucking 20,000 people gone. That was so fun. And we never got any of the backlash. Never came to our country. We don't know what that was like. We just have many businessmen who are like, I just made $30 billion because like I made 7 airplanes. Do you know how awesome that is? Like,
can you look up when America and Japan's treaty ends?
The non-aggression thing, which is why they still.
I just want to see it because Japan has been holding this grudge and it's blatant in all their comics,
anime and manga,
and that's what it is. That's where it is, and it's blatant. It's like it's there. They're holding on to that grudge and they're not forgetting. It's like the rape of Nanking. They are holding on to that shit, like how China does.
What was it called?
I forgot what the treaty
like
was.
A non-aggression pact or something.
It was some treaty. Where like Japan just couldn't have an army.
Well, this one looks like it ended in 1952.
Nah, that joint was like for 100
Treaty
years.
of Peace with Japan. It was formed September 8th, 1951, ended 1952.
They have like this one treaty that I think is like on their navy or it's their military, and it's like a 100-year treaty. I think it was supposed to end like around 2010ish, but I'm not sure.
I don't know. If anyone knows what he's talking about, can you send a link? Because all I'm seeing is a treaty from 1952 and 1. I don't know.
Because that's the only thing stopping them from having their own legit army. But like, oh my God, as soon as that thing's up, bro.
There's a Soviet Union and Russia one that was signed in 1941.
Nah, that's not what I'm talking about.
I don't know. If anyone knows what he's talking about, I can find it.
I'll look it up.
All right, Bombi. But yeah, I don't know. It's not to like go full conspiracy. It's not conspiracy, but it's like to go full rant. But it's just like there's so many things that cause this to just get so out of hand, and people just continue to look at it like, well, that's no reason. Throw a temper tantrum and riot or whatever, and just like, you guys, if you look at the bigger picture of why people, again, Flint, Michigan still doesn't have clean water. 7 years later, and people are still like, that's no reason to destroy property. There are citizens in our country that still can't get clean water, and they're being murdered unjustifiably, and you're going to tell them, well, don't break property. Right. What the fuck was North Dakota Pipeline? That was one of the most peaceful protests to ever happen in the past 10 years, and it was met with police and private mercenaries assaulting the fuck out of those protesters for months on end. Over a year straight, they assaulted those protesters. It wasn't, and they were always peaceful. It wasn't until the threat of U.S. military veterans coming over there and possibly getting violent that the police let up. And then Barack Obama finally signed an act that said you cannot build the pipeline here. Problem was, that was the election year. Trump won, and he reversed that right when he got into office. Pipeline got built through it, and it leaked.
Yeah.
And that's why I hate when people are like, that's no reason to like riot or break stuff or get violent. And it's just like,
Now, you're
North
at a point.
Dakota was very peaceful, and it was still met with the oppressors being extremely violent. And it wasn't until the protesters threatened to get violent with the backing of U.S. military veterans that the president of the United States finally stepped in right before he left office. And it was happening for a year while he was still in office. It wasn't until the very end he stepped in and did something. And I guarantee you it's because he knew Donald Trump was going to reverse it, so it doesn't matter. I guarantee you that's what it was. Because why the fuck would he wait till he's about to leave office to actually do something that's been happening for a year? I'm sorry. It's just like one of those things where it's just like, when people look at the bigger picture of why people are angry, hopefully you can understand. Like, I understand if you don't want people to riot and destroy buildings. I get it. I don't agree with it fully. But if you don't understand why they're doing it and you're just mad at them doing it, it's always going to happen. And it will never stop happening until you finally understand and address and fix the problem.
I think, honestly, that was, like, the most shocking, like, realization of us living in, like, a modern society. I would have been more shocked, but if, like, I was already desensitized from the fact that the whole Trayvon Martin thing, then it was, like, the Michael Brown thing, then it was, like, the Eric... And then it was the Eric Gray
Trayvon
thing.
Martin was 17, by the way, defending himself in his own neighborhood because some creepy fucking guy kept following
Gonna
him.
be all right. Yeah, that was and that dude lived 30 minutes away from us. And
Dude who has a history of abuse, by the way. He's been arrested multiple times since then also.
so all of that was kind of like a desensitizing moment, and we're kind of like the children of a newer generation where everything's going to constantly be in our face, and all of this has to happen, and we get this view of like, no, we're not living in a modern age. We're actually living in like one of those European Balkan states. Isn't that what they're called? Like Balkan?
Those Eastern European
So like
bloc nations.
so like a Polish country or something like that. That's kind of like what we're living in. We're not living in like we're not the European advanced society. We're not the Japanese advanced society. We're not the Korean advanced society where people have like a more natural state of rights and you won't see like atrocities happen to them. It's barbaric.
Yeah, America's a third world country. Well, if you take away Hollywood, Wall Street, and our military-industrial complex, we're a third world country. We have terrible infrastructure. Many cities in our country have polluted water and crumbling bridges and roads and homes. And most people need to work multiple jobs just to get by. Just to get by, not even live happy. Just to
And
get
it
by.
doesn't even matter because like it's like if they get that money, it's like they're so entrapped in the American idea of keeping up with an image. They stay in debt. They stay poor. They stay in debt. They'll buy what's ever new.
I've worn
They
the
don't
same
care.
clothes for almost a decade now. I mean, I'm kind of exaggerating, but like I've had the same shirt for almost
6 years,
7 years now. Like
yeah.
I wear a lot of the same clothes because I don't give a fuck. The only thing I normally buy new of clothes
But that's
a lot.
that's just normal men
is shoes
like
or-
mentality.
No, because a lot of my man friends, I always see them in like new shoes and shirts and stuff. It's always like they can't go 1 year without having all types of new outfits. And I'm just kind of like, why though? Like why? Just wear what's comfortable and works, and then move the fuck on. Like why do you? Why is this weird image you have to continuously keep up and spend money on? Like why don't you save that money for something that's more fun?
Usually
I understand
the
if that's
problem
what you
with men
like.
is,
People
like-
like shoes. People like clothes. I get it. People like fashion. I get it, because I spend my money on stupid shit. I like video games. I buy stupid video games sometimes. That's my stupid. Video games are my stupid. But at least I'm getting something back from it. I'm literally getting a shared experience with other people and myself. Clothes, what do you get back from it? You're just paying someone money, and now you get a little bit of protection until
I
it
think
rips.
it's the people you hang
or
around.
you outgrow it.
Because most men, like, we keep the same shit for years. Like, I have the same shit from years that I constantly fight myself to throw away. Like, but since we've been doing this podcast and I wisened up about a couple things, I probably would have kept all these things and I'll probably be wearing the same trashy shit. Like, this podcast, like, talking to people and getting, like, their inputs on things has made me realize when certain garments need to be thrown away, when I need to go out and buy new clothes or something like that. And being, like, in a rap industry, you understand that you have to have a look and you have to buy clothes. You have to keep an upkeep on how your look
And
stands out
that's
to,
the
like,
problem
people.
with America, too, because it's not just the rap industry. It's a lot of shit. If you want to get a job interview, you can't walk in dressed as me.
Oh my God.
You need to dress nice.
So there was this interesting tweet where this woman was like, some people are so broke they can't even afford to get a job. And and she said this man
That's
laughed
what
at
I
her and she was
referred.
like, but it wasn't a joke. You actually do need
that's
money
what I'm
to get a
referring
job.
I'm literally referring to that meme. Like,
that shit was, I was
because
just
it's
like,
facts.
yo,
It's
some
like,
people do laugh
you need
at
to
that
find a
shit.
way to get there. Do you have money? Do you own a car? If not, do you have money for a ride over there? There's one. If you already don't have a job, that's a problem. Now you got to hit up friends. So that's already problem number one. And if you don't have a reliable ride, that's one of the questions that job's going to ask you. Do you have a reliable way to get here? Public transportation, already right there, you're on the fence of getting hired. Because they'd rather have someone that can always get there.
You're going to need 3 outfits. You always need 3 outfits in order to get a job.
Yeah, you need
and some
nice
people are
formal
broke.
outfits.
They can't do it. And you need working cellular. You need a working cellular.
Yep.
You're going to need internet because you're going to need to complete some forms at home.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of obstacles that come to escaping poverty in the United States.
Yeah, I hate that our country has yet to like make internet a utility that like we need. Like, what the fuck is wrong with our country? Like, what the fuck is wrong with our country? Like, the internet is obviously the most important thing in the world. Amazon would not be Amazon without the internet. The most powerful companies in the world would never exist without the internet. It's that simple. Google is all on the internet. Google is the reason the internet is so good now.
Yeah.
But they wouldn't exist without it. They are using a utility that we all have to pay for, and yet they have made so much money off it and just do whatever the fuck they want, and we still have to pay insane amount of prices for the privilege to swim in the river of information. Ooh, oh, please, Verizon, could you give me a couple more gigabytes so I can swim in the sea of information, please? I need it. I really need to get the news. I need my Twitter. Please, Verizon, can I get another gigabyte, please? Like, that's what we live in. Like, what the fuck? It's so weird.
My Verizon services once I go home.
Do what? Get Comcast? They're just as bad.
No. I'm just gonna keep their internet.
Oh man.
Like we're about to get rid of like their cable.
Oh, their cable.
I'm about to try to convince my mom to switch to a Hulu package.
Bro, I'm trying to get my dad to get rid of cable. I told him like Hulu and Amazon have all you need. Hulu, Netflix, and Amazon kind of.
Yeah, but you gotta teach. You know, you gotta teach how to use it first. Like,
yeah.
I recently found out that my mom has had a smart TV for a while now, and I'm just like, she could have just been on Hulu. And we just could have bought Fire Sticks for everybody else, and like we would have been straight. Yeah. Hulu has a line where you can have like 5 screen sharing technologies, and you can have up to like 80 shows, and it only just costs you $90. Plus, if you put that with like the Verizon like internet package, that's like another $70. So you're only seeing like a total of $160 bill for something you're paying like $200 for if you keep all their boxes and everything else.
Plus, it's also like I always have to try and tell my dad, it's like, what do you only watch? Like probably 5 channels anyway. They're all on Hulu. You watch ESPN, that's on Hulu or HBO. They already got it.
Oh man, if he watches the basic package of Hulu,
you watch the news, and that's on Hulu too. Like Fox, CBS, all that's on Hulu.
Yeah, if you get Hulu Live, you basically get all of the network. You can watch any channel you want.
It's simple.
Way cheaper.
It's cheaper. It's easier. I can get him to pay for my Hulu if he does that.
Oh my god.
I mean, because he doesn't fucking use Hulu, so obviously he ain't gonna pay for it. So I pay for it, and I'm just kind of like, man, if I can just convince you to drop cable and use Hulu, that's one more fucking monthly check I don't have to write.
I mean, it's way cheaper. All you just have to do is just teach how to use it and
it's
show
so
that
cheap.
all your shows are there, and just give like a brief display. And it's like it's the future. It's the option.
Yeah, that's the only problem. Hulu is not as intuitive as Netflix is yet. It seems like not for old people at least.
Oh, it definitely is. Have you tried their live service?
I don't know. All I know is on consoles, Hulu's interface is just garbage.
Oh, their interface on the consoles is terrible.
Yeah,
but if you
so
have
I don't
it,
know
like,
about TVs.
If
but
you have it on the phone,
their
if you have it
console
on
is so bad.
if you have it on the Fire Stick, you have it on the phone, you have it on like a smart TV. It's such a splendid thing to use. It's so simple, and you can find any show you want to watch. I was watching CNN. I'm not CNN. CN, which is Cartoon Network.
I love me my Wolf Blitzer.
And it shows you all the networks. It shows you it playing at regular time, so you still get your time slots. If you just want to experience regular TV, not like where you have to just watch a show and wait for a show to come on. If you just want to watch live
commercials
TV,
and all that,
commercials, all that.
He'll love that. Yeah.
It has a nostalgia package to it, and like sometimes like even like me being this age, and I'm like I'm one of the people that's born in a time where I can just go online and just watch any episode without having to watch like an ad. Like sometimes ads, I'll play them. I'll just play them. Having that like live television simulation where you can just watch an ad and watch an episode where ads and shit come on, you get to see something like new. You get to see like creativity with ads is still there, or you get to learn something you didn't know. You learn what they're filling people with information, or it's like a nostalgia thing.
I'm not always against ads. I like Japan's philosophy when it comes to advertisement of we're already doing something immoral by trying to force you to buy something we all know you don't need. So at least we got to make it fun and entertaining so that even if you're not going to buy the product, it doesn't seem like we just wasted your time by fucking giving you a marketing pitch. We're just going to we're going to entertain you for a little bit and throw a product in there, and hopefully you buy the product. But we got to entertain you.
And that's what makes it memorable.
Yeah.
And you think about the product every time you see it.
And a lot of American commercials don't do that. And a lot of American commercials try and make political statements. And this isn't a new thing. It's always been like this. This isn't new, so I don't want people to think like, oh, fucking woke liberals and stuff. Look, they're getting into our fucking commercials. Now Gillette's going against toxic masculinity, and IKEA's letting gay people build furniture. Fucking liberals.
What?
Like, no. This has always been a thing, man. Fucking back
you think
back
it's mostly
then.
Porsches in the furniture? who was keeping them afloat? You think they were straight people? Nobody was thinking I'm gonna design my interior.
No,
you
boy.
think it was a straight eye for the queer guy? Like,
No,
what
boy.
the fuck?
Like every straight couple at IKEA, the joke is just constant arguing. I bet you all the gay couples are just like, "Oh my gosh, that furniture is gonna be amazing. We can put it next to the Brussels or whatever the fuck you call shit."
Get the fuck out
The
of here.
the schiffer robe.
The shuffle robe. Get the fuck
But,
out of here.
Yeah, no, like these kind of political statements have been in commercials forever. Like back in the day, for the women's rights movements, way back in the day, they started airing commercials with women smoking cigarettes because women wouldn't smoke back then, and that was their political women's empowering movement of having like Camel and Marlboro cigarettes show prominent, famous women smoking and being like, get your womanhood back and show that you're a proud American woman or whatever with Camel or Lucky Strike cigarettes.
Lucky Strike.
So no man can tell you what to do and dumb shit like that. Like that's always been politics and ads.
Number one rule with all advertising when it comes to commercials is they're not going to pay attention to the first time. You have to put it in their face 3 times. And
Just
the
why it has to
more
be entertaining.
Yeah, the more entertaining you can make it and the more outrageous or the more you can get it stuck in their head if they're watching it 3 times, and then when they see the product and they recognize it as being connected to that commercial, it increases the likelihood that they will buy it.
Like
And it works every single
Korean
time.
soda fizz pop commercial.
Oh my god, I loved it.
Those things are so fun.
I like the one where she was just like, it's
What was it called again?
I don't know, bro. But she was lit, bro. When she used to just come on and she used to be like, it's the pop, the pop, it's the pop, bro. That shit was, it was Korean, but that shit was hilarious. I don't know if it was it a drink commercial or are they selling something else? It was I think it was flavored drinks. Was it Fanta? It was something like Fanta. But that shit was lit. I fucking love that lady. I think this is done. Yeah, this is done.
Got it.
Oh my god, you found my favorite lady. We about to do this shit again. We going back to 2019, back when things was good.
So what the beeps you're hearing are.
Oh, god damn it. That's not what I meant to fuck. I copied the link on my laptop and then I went to my computer and hit paste. I didn't paste the link from my laptop.
Damn it. I feel like hybrid.
트로피카나 사과 톡톡톡 트로피카나 사과 톡톡톡 헤이 트로피카나 스파클링
Tropicana, that's what it was.
I'm gonna copy all her dance moves for TikTok.
속으로 리얼 프루트 리얼 스파클링 트로피카나 스파클링
Sparkling.
망고 톡톡톡 트로피카나 망고 톡톡톡 트로피카나 망고 톡톡톡
Imagine seeing this at fucking 2 a.m. in the morning. I'm buying this shit. Evidently, I missed something because how did I get here? Nigga, welcome to Painting with Friends. This is what happens.
리얼 스파클링 트로피카나 스파클링
Sparkling.
We went from talking about like social governing philosophies to dancing fizz pop commercials.
트로피카나 스파클링
He said you're right. Yeah, I'm right. We don't do shit normal.
So good. Why can't American ads be more like this?
리얼 스파클링
Because there's no class film anymore. This is like 2000s marketing.
I would literally get mad at someone if they tried to skip this commercial.
트로피카나 포도 톡톡
This is when she was going off.
트로피카나 스파클링
I was mad as hell when they were just talking about that shit. I've noticed that people don't like when I tell them how fucked our system really is, but I feel like the first step is knowing it
We are sparkling. Tropicana
and
sparkling.
accepting it. That's the first step of admitting there's a problem.
Tropicana sparkling.
How did she get that movement? Like, I know her sides was hurting. Baby girl was killing her sides.
We are 참포도가
I wanted to beat up some random ass suit wearing middle-aged white guy.
Tropicana sparkling.
You did this too
Unless you bastard.
Tropicana 오렌지 톡톡.
Oh shit! How did she hit this? How did she hit this? I don't know how to whip it.
I'm
Tropicana.
thinking
that
of that
shit.
like that old like weird meme where it's like a fucking cancer kid being like, "Dad, I have leukemia," and he's like slapping the kid like, "Stop speaking Nazi, you German." That's what I did. You did this, you bastard.
Oh my god.
But it's facts. It was shortly after World War II. America, you know, in the midst of World War II and now the Vietnam War or Cold War, I don't know. American citizens were not paying attention, and a lot of businessmen were able to lobby our government and one, legalize bribery, and two, once they legalized being able to pay off politicians, they just did whatever they wanted. And then they convinced Americans that what they're doing is good. Trust us. We're smart. We own a business. You know we're smart because we wouldn't get this powerful if we weren't smart. And it's like all of Americans just completely forgot, like not even a century ago, the whole Wild West thing was nothing but fucking snake oil salesmen going from state to state trying to rip people off because people were too stupid. And that's what modern day capitalism has become. It's just a bunch of snake oil salesmen promising that they're going to give you something good.
It's
and then
not capitalism.
we're
If
fucked.
You can't find the con. Oh, there has to be a con in it somewhere. Like if you get a job, you have to be getting conned out of your money to do it.
You
in
are.
a way too. Like there has to be a con. That's how America works. You can't. There's no system in it that just isn't based on
Well,
con.
you are. If you
Gambling,
work, if you work in the
casinos,
service industry, like
service
food, you're being
industry,
conned all the time.
Yeah, you're being conned there. Like it just doesn't work if you're not. The Guardian.com UK news something.
Most
is,
banks con us
if
like
this
crazy.
was in
You know
the
you have
US,
to pay
the fighter
money if you're
jets will
broke.
shot
Did you
the
know
plane
that?
down. What?
Did you know there are banks in our country where if you don't have enough money, you have to pay them money?
Yeah, keep your account open.
How does that make any sense?
They charge you account rent.
It's all on a computer. Like, this isn't like, it's not like back in the day where there was like a physical sack of fucking money in the back. Like, everything's just digital ones and zeros, and then you print the money out when people need it. Like,
It's like your account's still open with us, nigga. That's 15 cents
it's
each month.
so fucking weird.
You owe us $1.15, nigga. You ain't checked this account in a year. How am I gonna give you money I ain't got? I don't know. We gonna beat it out your ass. That's what the fuck gonna happen.
Turn you into a fucking Sonic character.
We gonna turn you into a pinata, boy. Make them coins appear. This is Scott Pilgrim.
Oh, what happened?
Like
What
shit.
Did he just send us? Counter-terror arrests at Stansted after fighter jets intercept airline. Counterterrorism police have said they detained 2 men at Stansted Airport. A 34-year-old Kuwait and a 48-year-old from Italy were detained by counterterrorism officers from the Eastern Region Special Operations Unit soon after 7 p.m. on Sunday. The unit said in a statement, the 2 men were, I don't give a fuck, I don't give a fuck, I don't give a fuck, I don't give a fuck. America faces an epic choice in the coming months, and the results will define the country for a generation. These are perils. Good God. Time. When did we get to America in this fucking article? Good God, America. Oh, how does a terrorist attack in another country involve fucking America? Okay. We'll
I'm
define our
sad.
country's
That's my
generation.
face as he reads this.
These are perilous times. Over the last 3 years, much of what The Guardian holds dear has been threatened. Democracy, civility, truth. The country is at a crossroads. Science is in battle with conjecture and instinct to determine policy in the middle of a pandemic.
This
At
is
the
definitely
same
an ad.
time, the U.S. is reckoning with centuries of racial injustice. How the fuck did how does a terrorist thing in?
This is definitely an ad.
Where's this airport? This is in Italy or Vienna? So this is in Vienna. Then why the fuck is America? This is an ad, or I don't know what this is.
It's
Is
probably
this just
an
a
ad.
whole nother article? I'm just scrolling down and it just randomly says this shit in here.
Oh, Bombi, before you left, the point I was trying to make.
It is. They really just put a whole ad about America hidden in this article. That's dumb as shit.
Yes, they did. The point I was trying to make, Bombi, before you left was basically, even if you feel like people are coming into your area and changing your culture, just let it change. Culture's not going to stay the same. Humanity is impossible. Over the thousands of years, culture hasn't stayed the same, and it's not going to stay the same. Just evolve with it, and the sooner you learn to accept them instead of hating them in the area, the better things will be. Because the only thing that comes with trying to push them out is just hate, and that's not good.
Yeah, if anything, the goal should be to try and get your politicians to make it easier for them to become legal citizens, so they can then participate in the financial society.
Yeah, make it easier to integrate. Don't push back.
Like our state just last month, apparently allowed undocumented immigrants, so basically illegal immigrants, to obtain driver's licenses so that they can drive around and work and shit like that.
Which is so fucking needed because this place is so ridden with Africans, fucking Indians, Pakistanians,
and the same friend who went off on Facebook
Asians,
on my post, and apparently
Hispanics who can't drive because they can't get their licenses because they don't have fucking citizenship here. Just let them have a fucking license so they can drive around, bro. I can't die in a car crash. I don't want to die in a fucking car crash, bro. They're gonna get cars anyway, bro. Just get them fucking licenses.
Yeah, well, I mean, the point, there are some people on my Facebook who have gotten into a huge argument this weekend by being dumb, who were very mad when our governor signed that into law, and literally used the words, "This is tyranny." To which I was like, how is it tyrannical to make it easier for immigrants to become legal citizens and indoctrinate into our country? Isn't that the goal? If you're mad that they're illegal and taking jobs and apparently committing crimes that there's not many statistics on, because it doesn't happen, because most people who come to a country illegally are trying not to get caught by cops so they don't commit fucking crimes anyway, how does making it easier for them to be indoctrinated into our society and become legal immigrants a problem? Here's a problem a lot of Americans seem to fucking miss. It takes sometimes up to a fucking decade for white people, white Englishmen, to become citizens in this country. And that's with the help of networks like Viacom.
It sounds like they want people to move into specific areas and they see it as good, but then when they move across the street from them, they get pissed off. It just seems like racism.
It's so weird that people really don't realize it takes years to become a citizen in our country.
I think it's just racism.
So, it is racism. So if you're going to be here illegally, let's just make it easier for them to indoctrinate. The quicker we can get them paying taxes, the quicker they can pay into our system, and it all is okay. I don't give a fuck if you're a citizen, but if we can get you to pay taxes and indoctrinate you into our system, it's all good. What's the problem with a driver's license?
What if 1 out of every 100 is a bad one?
Fucking, I don't give a shit. How many school shootings do we get because of a troubled white kid?
And they're supposed to be the good one.
And we still haven't outlawed guns to kids, apparently. So,
I don't know.
We can't live in fear. The more you live in fear, the more you have companies like Google and Amazon control how you think.
And I think they would pay more of the bills if you make it easier for them to operate, because a lot of people, when they're immigrating to a new place, they don't get an easy transition, so they're afraid and they're given a lot of misinformation, so they don't know how to become a citizen.
They can't easily go to a hospital either because it's like they don't have health insurance, so they don't have anything.
They have to operate in a way which separates them from the system because there isn't enough information given clearly of how to become a citizen to make it easier to pay the bills. You got to make easier steps for humans to follow. If you, knowing your own system, seem like, oh man, this seems kind of difficult even though I speak the language and I realize the language. When I looked at the immigration process and I'm from here, and I speak perfectly. I have a great English level reading comprehension and speaking level. And I still look at the way of how people immigrate to this country as completely fucking ridiculous. If it's still ridiculous to me and I'm born here, how do you think somebody who can't even understand or fathom a little bit of it feels? Like, it's fucked up. And if you can look at your own country's laws and look at it as the same way, where it's not making it easy for them, you're not going to have people paying the bills. And your system has set it up that way, and the reason why you're saying they're not paying the freaking bills is because you have somebody who's racist leading your whole entire company or organization or whatever the fuck you want to call your state. Because let's just face it, they're all just economic at this point. They're racist, and they don't want certain people coming in because they find it easier to control you without these people seeing through their capitalistic lies or whatever the fuck you want to call whatever economic system you have of lying or whatever the fucking type of media you have. It would be easier if they wanted them to pay bills. Somebody would make it easy. They're human.
Yeah. They're humans looking for a better life. That's, again, what people seem to continuously forget. If you are fleeing your country...
Oh, it was this
it's
joke.
like...
1 in bad, 1 in 100 was just a joke. I'm not serious about that.
Like, if you're fleeing your country with your family, like, that's such a risk. Why do you think they would just come here and start committing crimes? Now, granted, here's a problem that would happen. Their kids could commit crimes. But a lot of the times, their kids probably commit crimes because we don't allow them to integrate into our fucking society. So maybe their kids can't even go to public schools. They're just staying at home, hoping they don't get caught. Maybe their kids can't get normal jobs or anything because they were just randomly brought here. And now they can't show their fucking social security information to get put into the system to get paid. Like, there's a lot of fucked up shit right there alone. It gets very hard. It's hard. That's all I'm going to say. And if kids come here... If kids get brought here by their parents trying to get a better life, and then they see their parents being badly treated by this country, are they gonna like the country, or are they probably just like, yeah, fuck them. You treat us like shit, I'm gonna treat you like shit, and then they're gonna again go to crime. Like, it's...
If you look at the situation here, where kids do immigrate here, and then they come here, and then all the kids here are just like, this place fucking sucks, and this place is corrupt. They're just like, Mom, I just learned we moved to a corrupt country. That's what all the kids say at school. Like, yeah. It's a fucking pit hole.
Yeah.
And it eats itself.
I like how a lot of people try and make it like a lot of things are just very complicated, but sometimes it's no, you're just overcomplicating. A lot of things in life sometimes are actually very easy. Don't rape people. Humans are humans. Let them come in if they want a better life. Why do we need these bullshit borders? It makes me think
sometimes if they go to the public
everyone's favorite
schools,
communism song. Everyone loves Imagine.
They can't go to the public schools sometimes because the whole entire family is at risk of being sent back or deported.
Facts.
Sometimes.
So now they can't even get an education in our country.
With the laws on deportation becoming less strict, it is possible for some immigrant children to go to public schools. But most of the time, it's not possible. And you have to do a lot of paperwork, and there's a lot of background checks through CPS and which is Child Protective Services. And they check up on your status and all these other things because it's way easier, instead of checking up on people, to just get rid of people to make your job easier to do.
This is why cops shoot people. It's easier to get rid of them than just...
Wait, you deport people? We deport people at such a high rate that we have to put some in cages to deport them faster, or to hold all of our backlog deportations. There are children in cages somewhere.
Obama deported... Well, Trump probably beat it now, but Obama deported more people than any other president. Of course, granted, times are different. More people exist. La la la. You can't obviously compare that to like 50 years ago. But I think the thing we should be paying attention to that statement is, why are we deporting so many people?
Because
we have more than enough space in our country. Have you ever flown over America?
The U.S. isn't about ingenuity right now, where it doesn't need people to build itself off of cheap labor. And that's the problem. It's like
other shitty countries do it for us now.
Yeah, so it's like, do we really need broke people to come in here and build this country up? I'm already wealthy.
No, that's again the problem with American capitalism is, for almost 500 years we have had immigrants, whether voluntarily or forced, to build up our country and infrastructure, make a few people very rich. And then those people outsource. They're like, all right, we got our infrastructure. Now we can just outsource the production to other poor places. And we can stop with all these immigrants, because I really don't like black people or Asians. I really hated that they came into our country. But now we can keep them in their country, export the work there, and then just import the goods back over here, and everything's okay.
And this mindset and this mentality, it came up fairly quick, because in the 1840s, they're like building factories in the U.S. and they're starting to be like, oh, we got immigrants working for us. This is very easily. Then they start to riot because they want unions. Then by the 1890s, you got people who have become rich off the work of immigrants. Like, I don't like the immigrants coming over here. Why don't we just go to their places and we create little spheres of influences? And that's how you get the little banana republics.
Banana republic shit, yeah.
And that is why most of the time we don't like immigrants now.
Special forces now, fucking Blackwater military people, whatever they call themselves now, going into random countries, slaughtering villages to build some factory over there.
Mm-hmm. You know what would be strange? To go to Cali now, because Cali used to, like in the 2000s, it used to want people so badly. But I'm pretty sure if you go there now, they're probably like, I can't stand all the fucking Mexicans here. And then you just look and you're just like, do they not know this used to be a part of Mexico? Which would probably be weird.
You know what's weird to me? How some of our biggest cities were built in deserts.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a perfect metaphor for how fucked America is.
I don't know. Like, that's just... aspiring American, like not American, human ingenuity. Like that's just amazing. You can take a desolate place and just make it bustling
It
like
is
that.
cool until shit like the pandemic happens, and then you realize this was a bad idea.
Yeah, like this can't
'Cause when
survive.
you do stuff like that, it's very hard to get resources in. If you live in the desert and you don't start terraforming to plant crops, you got to import your food.
You know what's also
And
weird about
most of our
Cali?
deserts don't have farms out there. There ain't really any farms out there in fucking near Las Vegas, Nevada. They got
It's
to
not.
import everything. They got hit hard during this pandemic, considering most of their income comes from tourism and casinos. Most of their residents work at those casinos, and they don't have any actual farms or factories nearby. So not only does everything need to be imported, their main source of income and revenue is tourism. So in a global pandemic, having a city out in the desert like that really fucked them. Or Los Angeles, perfect example. A huge city built in the desert that constantly goes through droughts and wildfires. Because you put trees in the desert, it's still going to be hot. So they're going to catch on fire.
But we thought, Aaron, it would create shade. The ground would get cooler. He said, "That's not how the equator works, Jim."
You can't just plant a few 100 miles of trees and expect it to fix your ozone.
Nah, it's not gonna work like that.
Ugh.
But this has been another episode of Painting with Friends, and has probably been the most political, socio-economic rant episodes there have ever
This was
been.
a lot better than the one in June, though. That one was just me being angry. So this one was actually informative.
Okay.
2 months ago, bro, I was just like, kill the fucking cops, bro. Shoot them in the head. Like, that was me, if you remember. I was just angry.
Yes, I do.
Because I'm still believe that if you see a cop violently breaking the law, I don't see why you can't just kill him. He would to you.
I really hate the argument they still are jobs. If there are jobs for immigrants, then there surely must be jobs for citizens too. If that's a good jobs with high payments, then it means that you, the stupid citizen that hates immigrants, are not good enough for these jobs. If it's a shitty job, then it's you being too lazy, selfish to work at this job.
Facts. It's the old joke of like, if you're mad that some
something
foreign
missing.
person who doesn't even speak your fucking language was able to steal your job, you're a fucking idiot. If someone is able to come from a whole nother country who probably speaks English poorly as a second or third language can take your job, you're a fucking idiot.
I'm fucking dying because I'm thinking about that South Park episode where they made these
They
niggas.
took their jobs and they had the whole orgy thing.
No, they made these niggas Alexas.
Oh yeah.
He said, Daryl, you're gonna add. He said, I didn't go to school because I didn't realize that carpentry wasn't a high paying career. I was so dead, bro. He fried that man so hard. Oh my God, South Park laid it into these people, bro. They telling themselves every single time, yes they do, yes they fucking do.
White people renovating houses.
Add Bellaterra quartz slabs to our shopping list. Dude, I've added Bellaterra slabs to your shopping
You're sitting on like stacks of dictionaries and encyclopedias.
Hey, Daryl, add Carrera subway tiles to our shopping list. Hey, Daryl, I've added Carrera gay wad pussy tile to your shopping list. That's not what I said.
Look how he looked at the camera.
I love how you got up.
Carrera subway tile to my shopping list. I ain't doing it. This job is degrading and menial. Well, what kind of job did you think you were gonna get? Hey, Daryl, what kind of job did you think you were gonna get? Something that was goddamn thick.
God damn it, I can't. They put the stupid end card while it's still going.
I'm sorry, I do not get that. Hey, Daryl. Hey, Daryl.
Damn it. I know it still goes.
Oh my God.
Coal mining and truck driving.
There we go.
Coal mining and truck driving are not exactly jobs of the future. So add Carrera subway tile to my shopping list.
Alright, whoever the first one was really ruined all of that.
Yes. That was hilarious though. Like when he was like, "Hey, Daryl," he got up in his face. Like I think it was the moment in tension that kind of geeked me of that whole entire scene was when he was like, when he snapped on him and he said, "Hold on, that's not what I fucking said."
I love how he looks at the camera though. That's not what I said.
Gets up real quick.
This is some creepy Disney shit.
And he
Where
says,
all of a sudden one of the characters isn't in the next episode.
oh my god! And he gets in his face and he just breaks man down easily. He breaks man down over time. That's just, it's funny as shit. All right, thank you all for coming into another episode of Painting with Friends. My paint is done. My art is done. This is a collaboration piece I have done with Pam Ham. I have added little monsters and creatures into it. She drew the little houses and rolling hills, and it might be the artwork for an album. Maybe. Not sure yet. But it looks pretty cool. It still needs some digital artwork, and I'm going to put teeth around it and a face. It's going to be nice. It's going to look cute. That is gorgeous. Thank you, Mo. Thank you. Thank you so much. I can't wait to show Pam and be like, ha, look at it, and hang it in my room. This is so much fun. I can't transport it home right now due to the storm.
It's a fucking Monty Python meme. I'm trying to fucking click it, but it's a GIF. Someone made a... It's the stupid Monty Python thing where the dude's going by as the king, and he's like, I'm your king. I didn't vote for you. You don't vote for kings. Well, how the hell do you become a king then? The lady of the lake, her arms clad in the pursuit shimmering... some shit. He don't got shit on his face. It's that fucking joke. How do you know he's a king? He don't got shit on his face.
Ah.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway.
That makes sense.
I couldn't read it. It's a fucking GIF, and it's literally like 7 frames with small text.
Yeah. Shout out Pam.
Anyway. Yeah, I guess that's it.
Yeah, that's
We're
it.
watching the plant grow.
That's nice.
It's the end of this.
Check out Soup Dupe's new album. Check out my new comic. We will be dropping some more content shortly. And Rex McKinnis might be hosting for us Friday. Yes. Rex McKinnis might be doing Past the Ox.
Yeah, he finally hit me up too.
It's going to be amazing.
I don't like to see he needed something.
Oh. It's done growing. It's not done growing. This is sexy. I'm Dumb, I'm Stupid about to be my fave on that album. Oh my god, thank you, bro. That's actually a version that CY mastered, but was never like fully mastered to like what I wanted. There's like another version I have that hits way harder than that version, but I'm gonna save it for another drop, which will probably be crazy. But it's not as specialized as that version is. Soup has a very clean version though. And quality wise, it's not clean, like it's very fucking explicit. Oh my gosh, that thing is grown. What type of plant was this?
Pea.
A pea plant.
Growing pea.
Huh. That thing just makes more urine.
32 days. It's about a month. Wow.
Just a month a pea plant can be all that?
Apparently. It's
I
beautiful.
fucking suck at growing pea plants then, because none of the ones I had as children, they never made it that big.
You know, watching that microscope
child.
thing, I really started to understand something I never thought about with scientists. Of like, I understand why you need to get tenure at a university now, because you probably spend years of your life staring at the same fucking thing
Every
for
single
any
day.
movement. Now we have computers that can do it for us technically, where we can like set up algorithms to be like, if you see any movement, document it, and then we'll look over the footage. But through most of human history, you just had to observe. And like in the microcosm, you're just sitting there staring through a fucking what do you ever call those things? Fucking god damn it.
I wish I had a Daryl to do that.
God damn it. What the fuck do you call those microscopes?
Yeah.
Just staring at that for hours every fucking day just to see any change. Like seeing tardigrades at a micro level, they're so fucking adorable.
They're the
And
most
you get to watch
beautiful-
them eat and poop. It's so cool watching
And
microorganisms
they have,
poop.
Like, they have 8 little legs and they just float around through water. They're so nice and cute. I fucking love tardigrades. All right, everybody, you have a wonderful Monday, or you can watch this tardigrade video, because I guess we're gonna look at some tardigrades.
It is. It's got eyes. They got fucking eyes,
Oh, no, I
bro.
need
They
to
got
see
2 1-cell eyes.
On their whole body, sometimes containing tens of thousands of
They're like little naked mole rats.
They're so adorable. Look, they got the claws.
2 cells. 2 little eyes. Tardigrades are also covered in a kind of skin or shell.
They have 8 legs, right?
Coloration
Yeah, it looks like it.
is produced by the pigmentation of the cuticle and also the content of the
That's so fucking adorable.
And they're my eyebrows.
yellow, brown, reddish, or brown are all common colors. This
Look at these
Hey,
cutie little
that-
bugs. They look
I
like
was gonna
little
go
Nick and
to work
Moritz.
today, but it ended up just sprinkling all day. So
Little cutie little bugs, and they're on your
Look at it
eyebrows.
laying eggs. Oh,
Look at it.
that's so creepy.
Oh my gosh. And it's all on your eyebrows. All on your eyebrows. You got these little cute guys on your eyebrows.
I love when you think about how like we learned that they can survive space just because like NASA scientists threw some into fucking space, and then they came back and they were still alive, and they're like, oh wow, they can survive space. Cool. That's how we got the idea for panspermia.
But as long as they have like, yeah, but they live inside their own little vacuum. Like as long as they have water where they can be transported in, like
Yeah, apparently they can like make their body perform at like less than 0.01%, and so just the smallest bit of water, like, and they apparently make a little shell film hydration thing, and they can survive forever running off just a speck of energy.
it's crazy.
Which is wild when you think. Like, imagine if you could do that as a human. Imagine if we could just be like, all right, this is going to be a long flight, but I don't want to get too hungry for it, so I'm going to just power down all my energy. And when I wake up, I won't even have jet lag. I'll be fully awake because I didn't exert any energy in that air.
You have to be the Buddha.
The Buddha.
Yeah, because that's the only person that can do that shit. All right,
Motherfuckers.
all right, I'm done.
All right, everyone, be safe, eat cheese, and rub cucumbers on your elbows.